Okay, fellas, we are live. It is the 21-15 season. It is the beginning of the season, and a lot of shit has happened that shaked up the league. And yeah, and it started with the trade of a quarterback, Cushman, that we knew was going to go on the market, and also one went on the market as well. You guys want to talk about this?
Yeah, just go around the table and give your thoughts.
Oh, by the way, before we start, Red Zone, welcome back. It's glad to have
Thank
you
you.
back.
Good to be back.
Oh, and congratulations to Quick for the championship.
Yep. I saw he won the bowl.
That's right, Quick. Congrats on winning the bowl. Nice play. Good game. But yeah, we can go around the table. Ken, why don't you kick it off?
Oh, great. Yeah, put me in the fire. Oh, man. So
here's the guy.
Again, it's odd to get rid of Cushman. What was his contract demand again?
Let's see.
I'm sure he wanted a lot.
Yeah. So, and I've been in that position before where you just sometimes have to get rid of somebody. And if you get something for them, that's great. And especially if you're sitting at 1-1, having your choice of quarterbacks in what has been sort of a wasteland of quarterbacks in the past couple drafts, seems to me it would have been a no-brainer if you wanted to move on from Cushman, just to take 1-1 and move on. But there were two good quarterbacks. I mean, the third one, Andy Donovan, is a little bit behind those other two, but still certainly better than anything I have on my team. Then I thought about, okay, well, maybe he is going to go for a quarterback in free agency, even though he said that, he wanted the 1.3 to go to a quarterback, which I think you could do. But then obviously we found out that the tackle was a mistake because there's a lot of other ways he could have went there at 1.3 if you wanted to do best player available even. So yeah, it's a divisional rival, so it's kind of fun to sit back and popcorn and watch what's going on. That's about all I say about that.
Okay, Grim, you want to take next?
Yeah, I'm with Ken here. So I didn't know the trade went down for Cushman. Clay, you text me and said it went down. I even looked at the shit. I'm like, well, how is this even possible without him having another quarterback? So I loaded up the draft and saw that there was 3 quarterbacks there. I'm like, okay, that's cool. He'll trade Cushman. He'll get the third pick in the draft. He'll get a first next year and a second, and then he'll grab this Ronaldo Brady guy. I'm like, okay, fine. Left it at that. Then I saw the freaking Ben trade. I'm like going, oh, fuck, what is this? And what was the term? Trade rate? I think
you're welcome for that one.
Rick brought up. So now we can put this back on Chris, because if Chris never traded his first round pick to Ben last year and then sucked it up, Ben wouldn't have had 1-9, and this trade probably would have never happened. Because I don't think Slam would have traded 3 firsts, from Ben for that pick, and they're all going to be 1.
I don't know why people trade the devil, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Well, shit happens. So yeah, I thought the getting rid of Cushman, I didn't like the fact that he went to Brooklyn, because now I got to deal with him for another 4 seasons. But I thought that trade was good. And then I thought he'd grab this Brady guy, and then he'd have 1-3 to grab another stud somewhere. Then he'd have the first next year, and that would be it. But the trade with Ben, I think he could have got more. I would have at least asked for another first. But in all fairness to Slam, he offered that pickup, and nobody else offered him anything. And Ben was the first one to come in there and make an offer. So, with those 3 quarterbacks in there, Ben was the only one to offer something for that 1-1. That doesn't make sense to me. But, and I don't know if anybody else was planning on it, and Ben just got to it quickest. But yeah, I don't like the trade with Ben, but again, and then the fuck up with the tackle, I don't know how you do that. I mean, you look at, the quarterback's name, you just click on that guy and click select player. I don't get that. So the tackle was a fuck up, and he doesn't look. I mean, his agility sucks, so that pass defense is going to be crap. But yeah. So first trade I liked. Thought he got raped by Ben there, and again, if Ben doesn't have that 1-9 pick, this deal doesn't happen. Nobody else offered anything for 1-1 outside of Ben, so I don't know. And I guess we'll see. We'll see what he can do with these picks, but then now he's got to give up 2 first-round picks to get that 4 pick to Thanes, and I didn't like that at all either. It's like, okay, I mean, I wouldn't have offered 130. I would have maybe offered a second with that 1-9 to get to 1-4, because that's not that big of a drop. So
yeah, because Ben gave up a 1-3, a 1-9, and 2 seconds.
No, Ben gave up
did not
1-9.
have 1-3.
He gave up 1-9 and 130.
Oh,
Yep. 1-9 and 130.
all right, then I'm mistaken then. 1-9 and 130. And then a second next year and a second the following year? Is that it?
I think so. But again, those are going to be late round or late picks in the second. So
1.1 for 1.9, 1.30, 230, and a second next year.
It doesn't even add up on the chart either.
no, if you use that
It's-
draft
it's-
chart, it's not even
look.
close.
Good,
I'm not
Jux.
going to sugarcoat this, and I didn't sugarcoat it in the form. It's a dumbass trade.
All right,
You don't
hey,
trade. You
Wait-
don't
wait a
trade
sec, wait a second.
1.1.
hey, my thoughts are done. So, Jugs, you take it away. I know you got some.
You
shit
don't
to say.
trade. You don't trade 1.1 to Ben and give him a 75 rated quarterback. You're in the same conference as Ben. You've essentially given up on trying to win for the next 12 seasons. It's a dumbass trade. Let's just call it what it is. You're not going to beat Ben. You can't beat Julio. You can't beat T-Zac. Now you don't have a quarterback to beat any of them. How the hell do you expect to compete? That's trade.
Come on.
Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
Oh, what was that? That background?
Yeah, I don't know.
I walked past a table of women, and they had to throw a smart-ass comment in.
Oh, there you
okay.
go.
Okay.
I thought I heard a girl bitching at somebody.
Yeah, you can't win nothing, she said.
Like Rick's wife is
Somebody
gone. It
forgot
can't
to
be
get their
her.
permission slip filled out. So
Who's up? Is it my turn?
I mean, you give up Cushman, who's a 77 rated quarterback. You can't win with that guy. And you're supposed to draft another 77 rated quarterback, but you don't even do that. You drop down a couple spots and get the third best guy. So what, you're going to ruin this guy's career for 10 years?
Sorry.
Absolutely ridiculous trade. It's moronic. It's idiotic. It's bottom line. Like you're not even attempting to win. If you're going to do dumb shit like this, just play single player. Seriously.
All right. You want to go red zone?
It's taking everything from me.
I'm not going to go too far. I just got back in the league, so I'm really not looking to ruffle any feathers. But, I mean, what Jug said is pretty much true. I would just say this. If I've got 1-1 and nobody's making an offer, then I'm picking. I'm not going to discount the price on 1-1 because nobody wants to give me anything for it. I'm not giving it away cheap. There's 3 quarterbacks in this draft. Worst come to worst, draft one of them, sit on Cushman, and wait till next year. Someone will pay you. Okay, you just don't cave like that. You don't fold and close up the tent and go home. No. And if you're going to trade a quarterback like Cushman, I don't know, 1 first. What
No,
do you
he
get
got
for Cushman?
he got 2. He got 1-3, which is great. You're dropping down 2 spots. He's get Brooklyn first next year, and I think he got 2 seconds as well.
Okay. Well, that's not a terrible haul for Cushman, though.
Yeah, and he had to re-sign Cushman this year, and he only has $10 million left. So, that's why
so
Ben
in that
kind of
case,
said the
what
trade
you do
worked.
is you cap. In that case, what you do is you cap out your players and you keep the 77 rated quarterback.
Exactly.
Like that, you don't
players
get rid of the 77 rated quarterback
throw
because
away
you
all
messed
that
up your
cohesion.
cap and because you're not good enough to figure out how to work him. So now you got another quarterback who's probably not even going to be as good as Cushman. You think you're going to do better with him? There's not a chance in hell you will.
No, and you're losing all kinds of cohesion, and you're just wasting all the time you put into him is just wasted. Now you're starting over again.
Who's the
You're starting
quarterback?
over with him.
Who's the quarterback he picked, by the way?
He took Donovan at 4 now. He traded up to 4 after he took a tackle at 3.
Oh, that's right. This guy. Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not looking to ruffle any feathers. It's my first day back in the league, but that just doesn't make sense. And you have to have some backbone and say, all right, you know what? If I can't get what I want, then I'm not doing anything. I'm not making trades to help somebody else. I'm making trades to help me.
You're not No, there's no feathers being ruffled here. We're just talking about trades and moves in the league and stuff like that, and people's opinions. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's color commentary. It's
Exactly.
I like everybody in the league.
I'm sure
sure
if I do something, you guys would jump on me, and I have no issues with it.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to pile on this
When
guy.
you
I mean,
make
he's
trades-
probably not happy right now with all the negative feedback he's getting, and I don't want to add to that.
Oh, well. Tell him to suck it up. Oh, well.
But the truth is the truth. You can't, there's no way to sugarcoat it, like Judge said. You messed up.
I, for one, when I saw him make the trade with Brooklyn, I'm like, that's a good trade. Because he said he was going to get rid of him. And he's going to get now a 1-3. He got a next year's 1. And he's got 2 firsts. Okay? I was hoping he would get another 1 for him, but Cushman's 32 years old, so I can see why he didn't get that other 1.
Yeah, and
which
again,
is fine.
1-3. You're moving down 2 spots. 1-3 is still a great pick.
It is. And so I reached out to Grimm, and I said, you now have Cushman in your division. Because
Like,
Brooklyn
fuck.
picked him up. So I like that trade. Then I see 1-1 is on the block. And I'm like, wait a minute, he's got to get a quarterback now. And so
And you walk in and they're gonna be like,
when I saw, what's his name, Ben, come in there with a trade with him and getting that pick, I was like, wow, Ben's going to get that quarterback. And I was hoping he would have got an extra first-round pick from Ben. But I guess Ben, I don't know what the conversation was. And I don't understand why no one else went after 1.1. Or maybe they did. Maybe they weren't giving him what he wanted.
Well,
we don't know. And
know
he is
if
true.
anybody went after 1.1.
What's that?
We don't know if anybody else went after 1.1. We just
And
know
the
the
draft
offer
doesn't
that
really
he took.
start till tomorrow.
I don't know. And what's his name? Grimm's right. He has to pay Cushman. I don't know how much. So he might not be able to
he's
afford
on
him.
the
So
hook for that.
he has to do something with Cushman right away. So he got a good trade value for Cushman. As for trading with Ben, you know my stance. If you feel you're going to better your team, doesn't matter who you trade with, it's what it is. I know other people think different because Ben is now going to take this player and he's going to dominate. At the end of the day, he made the best choice for his team. That's how he looked at it.
So let's
hold on.
No, he didn't.
let's
Hold
look
on,
at
hold
it from this perspective.
Clay, no, he didn't.
Hold on.
He absolutely didn't.
Now the left tackle part, I don't know why he picked a left tackle.
Well, he's a right tackle. He's not even a left tackle. He's a right tackle.
Yeah, so
Oh, and he's
The guy-
so he
And he's not
lost
even good.
he lost value with that guy, and he also lost value because he had to trade back up to get a quarterback. He had to give up a first round.
2 first rounds.
Yes.
1-9 and 1-30.
So he lost out there to make things right.
Yeah. Yeah, the mistake on the tackle was the real fucking kicker here after all the
And give the
drama.
man credit. At least he owned up to that. He said, look, I clicked the wrong button.
I
He
agree.
didn't lie about it.
Yeah.
I agree. He goes, listen,
Well, no,
guys,
no, no.
I'm not
he,
gonna.
he didn't even say no. He didn't even say he clicked the wrong button. His statement in the forum was somehow the tackle moved to the top of his priority list. That's what he said.
Mm.
He did not own that. No, he didn't.
At the end of the day, that's my take on the trade. I liked what he did with
So
Brooklyn. I like what he did with Brooklyn.
let's go back to what Cushman did last year. He went 2-14 with a 77 rated quarterback who's fully developed on his team. How is this team going to get any better by drafting a rookie? How is that better for his team, Clay?
I think he's going to go running game.
If he
Hold on. I think
if he can't win, can't win with a 77 rated quarterback, how's he going to win with a rookie quarterback?
I have a feeling he's going to go run
When?
and have
He
a
didn't draft the
game
running back.
and have a game management quarterback. That's what I think he's going in that route.
The gun with Kush could do that too.
Sure could.
But you're going
He
to
knows
pay.
how to hand off.
But we talked about this on the other shows. We were saying, would you pay a franchise quarterback all this money if you're a running team? Why have Cushman?
I've
You're
seen
paying him
running
$90
team
million.
quarterbacks put up 40 touchdowns. It can happen. It can be
Yep.
done.
Exactly.
I put 36 up with the running quarterback or running team in a league, and I hand the ball off a billion times. So it
And
can
how
be
good
done.
the
You
running
just
game
have
going to
to-
be with a rookie quarterback throwing it? If he's ineffective, they're going to
Exactly.
stack the box and shut the run down.
Exactly. And all these underdeveloped bars are going to hurt.
And these aren't hard questions.
I mean-
You need just to not to panic, and I think he panicked.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 years of cohesion just straight down the drain.
Yep.
He's starting over. He's starting over. His team wasn't any good to begin with. They're not going to be much better. Like I say, he went 2-14 with a 77 rated quarterback. What are you going to do game plan wise and personnel wise to get so much better? Like, you didn't do what was best for your team. You didn't.
It's a recipe to end up in the top 10 drafting again, is what it is.
It's almost right. It's almost like he's tanking and not really trying to tank. It's like he doesn't even realize that he's tanking. Then again, maybe he does realize it. He clearly isn't listening to the show. He doesn't want to follow anybody's instructions. We've been telling people not to trade with Ben, and here he goes trading 1.1 to Ben. Genius.
Yeah. I mean, trading with the consistent winning GM is not a recipe for success. We all know that.
But based
Well,
upon
the future first-round pick is going to be at the end of the round. It's going to be
Yeah.
1.29 or later.
It never works. It
So-
never ever works.
But fellas, based upon the quarterback he did choose, because he said he was going to pick a quarterback in the third round. I mean, number 3 pick. He knew he wasn't getting Brady.
Yep.
So
What if
That's
the
hold
second
on.
guy is good?
He knew he might not get him either, or else he wouldn't have traded back that far. Right? So that tells me he's not looking for an elite quarterback. He's just looking for a quarterback enough to be 55 rated, right? To make the trade valuable.
Okay.
And then maybe go run game.
So here's what you do, Clay.
Then don't draft one in the first round.
No, here's what you do, Clay.
Yes.
If you're in that situation and you know there's 2 guys and the third guy's clearly a drop-off,
Mhm.
Ben comes knocking for that pick, you say, hey, Ben, I like your offer, but I need you to take 1-3 and turn it into 1-2. Or 1-9 and turn it into 1-2. I need to be able to get the other guy. You want your guy, I'll make a deal. But I need to be able to still get somebody too. That's what I'm talking about. You don't panic. You don't just make any old deal because nobody else is making an offer. You just don't do that.
What happened was
And like Rick said, the draft doesn't even start until tomorrow. He didn't have to make a deal.
true.
No, and the thing is, you could have kept Cushman traded back and say, okay, you know what? Why don't I build a defense now? You know, when I trade back, somebody's going to want the top dog. Somebody's going to pay, but make them pay with picks now, and extend Cushman because there's 6 more years in Cushman easy.
True. I
You
think.
got a
I think.
quarterback that's that good, you got to just pay him.
I
You don't
think.
let them
Exactly. A good quarterback is worth 8 wins a year. Period. Like that. And it's up to you to now squeeze out 3 or 4 more to get into the playoffs.
Well, he's worth 8 wins unless he's on Fort Wayne, who won 2.
Wait till tomorrow's foul and see how much money gets thrown at Coronic.
Oh, I know. That's going to be outrageous. Here's the thing I think that made, if you called it a panic that you guys said, he traded Cushman already before he had the quarterback. We're supposed to have a quarterback on our team. And so,
Right. That's part of the what's in the bylaws.
yeah, and so
That's part of the anti-tanking, and that's the other thing. It's like we don't even know how good this quarterback is going to be. He may end up
Right.
being 46 rated after preseason 2.
Right.
Exactly. And that would have,
That would not have qualified.
Yeah, but Ben explained it too with Cushman being in the last year of his contract.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
it was
he's got a
okay to
point.
trade him because he
could
did
he
not have
afford
the
him?
cap.
He wasn't in cap trouble, was he?
He has $10 million in cap space. That's all he has. He's in
That's,
cap hell
and
right
that's
now.
not in trouble. That's not in trouble.
Well,
But
to me
how
it
much
is.
Cushman
If-
already
His
making?
salary is already $68 million. That's his cap number already this year.
So he
could
won't
re-sign
resign for
that guy if he really
78.
wanted to.
yeah, I suppose he could have made a couple cuts, but again, I like the trade. if he had drafted that Ronaldo Brady first.
Yeah,
And also
I
in
agree.
Slam's defense, he posted that trade yesterday morning at like 6:53 a.m. and it was a full 12-hour. People had 12 hours to offer on it, and Ben was the only guy to
Yeah, but
offer in
most
12
people have
hours.
already checked out on the off season. They don't get reinvigorated until about draft day.
Yeah, well, I log on to this shit
That's
every
it.
day to see what the hell's going
Right.
on. So, but that's just me. Some people
And
just
I only
take
logged
the
in
weekend
because
off.
I heard that Melvin, that I speak with Melvin of Arizona, and he says he's got a shot at 2 quarterbacks. I took a look, and so I started, casually checking in and see what's going on. And then I saw all that. It's like, holy crap, what's going on here? It's Thunderdome and the IHOF now.
Yep.
But Slam did say after our show, he goes, "You guys are correct. I am going to put Cushman on the market."
Yep.
Because I think Jugs, you said he's probably going to put him on the market and get some picks. I believe you said that last show. And so he was validating, correct. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So Jops saw that, reached out to him probably and said, "Listen, I need a quarterback. Here you go."
And made a very fair offer, I thought.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Yes,
that
he
was a
did.
good offer.
Yeah, and then it went from there. And then I'm saying, he's going to try to pick up as many picks as possible. The problem I was saying to myself is that he doesn't have the quarterback. And now he's got to scramble for a quarterback if he's putting 1.1 on the market.
Right.
Because free agency, that's a crapshoot. You don't know if you're going to get anyone. And he doesn't have the money to compete with everyone going after these quarterbacks on the market, in the free agency market.
To me, it all comes back to one word: panic.
Mhm.
You're in too big a hurry. Calm down. Stop. Think. Settle. Draw a line and don't cross it. If you have to wait till next year, then wait till next year. Sit on both of them.
That was the exciting thing in the beginning of the draft, which I like. I like some things like this. I know Saw didn't like that deal because now Tucker's just going to dominate in his division.
Tucker's
but you
going
know
to dominate the
Ben's
conference. Tucker's going to win 13, 14 games for the next 12 years.
You know Ben's going to get a
I'm
quarterback.
going to go back to this. I'm going to go back to this point again. You don't trade 1.1 to Ben, who is in your conference, along with Julio and T-Zac, who you already can't beat. You just made Ben more powerful. You can't beat the top 3 GMs in the conference to begin with. And now you're giving yourself absolutely no chance to win. If you're going to do dumb shit like that, just play single player. I'm going to keep saying that.
When I saw the trade, fellas, and I saw it was Ben, I thought of Jugs.
Yep.
I know
that was it.
I know Jugs' head exploded.
I sensed
Well,
I sensed something in the force.
Yeah, I sensed a disturbance in the force as soon as that.
But you know Ben's going to get a good quarterback sooner or later. At least
Yeah,
make
now,
him pay for it.
that quarterback's going to throw 50 touchdowns, rush for 1,000 yards, and throw for $5,000. You just watch.
but
He'll throw
but-
700 TDs before he retires.
But Jugs, if no one is giving him anything,
Then make
you
your
keep the
pick.
he's got.
That's right.
What's that?
You keep the pick.
keep
It's
the pick.
gamesmanship.
You don't. The bottom line is this. Ben, let's just look at the numbers. Look at what Ben did with Darryl Taylor, who's not even that good.
Hold on.
52 touchdowns.
So
right?
imagine what this guy is going to be like once he gets fully developed at the end of season 2. Imagine what this guy is going to be like from season 3 all the way to season 13.
He's going to throw 700 touchdown passes.
Yeah, I think Hugh gains the touchdown record of 89 in Jeopardy now.
He might throw 800.
Yeah, the trade in and of
just-
itself wasn't good for the balance of power. It made the rich richer than they ever were. And that's something you don't do.
And everybody pays the price for that. Yes.
Yes.
Again, idiotic, moronic, stupid, dumb, whatever word you want to use that describes it.
I'm glad he's not in my conference.
Yeah, he's in mine.
Yep.
Fantastic. Welcome back, huh? Woo.
Well,
Let's see. T-Sac.
I mean, let's just think, Grimmer. So let's just do this. I have 1.1. Quick just won the bowl. Hey, Jug, I'm interested in 1.1. Here's an 80 rated quarterback there. Sure, here you go, Quick. Keep winning the next 10 bowls. Sure, here you go.
You ain't gonna do it. Not gonna do it at all.
It is a head shaker.
This thing about common sense, it ain't that common sometimes.
Well,
these are the two quarterbacks that went 1 and 2. We know about Brady, top quarterback, gonna dominate.
I think the other guy's just as good. He's just not a long passer.
Yeah, he's Horner's 1% developed too, so that's
It'll
going to
take longer.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to take a few seasons. I think
you'd
Arizona's
still take
going
him,
to.
wouldn't you,
But
Grim?
he's in a
Yeah,
running
yeah, I
situation,
would
so
for sure.
he'll do good.
You'd still take him there, right?
Yep, I'd take him.
You
I
play.
would.
Who picked him?
Arizona.
Oh, he's in my
yeah,
division?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're going to deal with Horner.
I didn't even really realize that he took him.
it's going to be a few seasons, but
Well, he's got a good running game, so he's going to slowly ramp up the passing. He just doesn't have the capital on the receiving side yet.
oh yeah, he's got McQueen ran for 2,000 yards this year. Right,
exactly.
okay. So yeah, no, a really good pick for him. I mean, if he can lean on that running game like he did last year, and develop this guy for a couple seasons, Clay, you could have some fucking shit to deal with here in the next few
Like,
years.
Shelton wasn't doing the trick over there, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, Clay.
Let's look at this. Okay, go ahead.
He just played in the bowl in RZB and lost. He's a pretty good GM.
Yes, he is. No, I know he is. Millman is a good GM. He's just right now fixing this team to the way he wants it. No disrespect.
Yeah,
to
I was
Rick.
going to say you can't say fixing the team because Rick had it going just fine.
No,
but yes,
to the way he likes it.
Oh,
way, yeah,
Melvin and I are, Discord buddies, so we're good.
that right on. Good.
And I know that everyone puts their own signature on the team, and things fell the wrong way. Too many injuries happened on the team, and Shelton was garbage. So
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
Yeah, because he was going back and forth with his quarterback to say which one's going to play,
Exactly.
and now he
I
has
mean,
his quarterback.
even when I had Shelton, it was only because I hurt the coffee and I had to put Shelton in. And
Want me to leave?
Yeah, but you actually had Shelton playing okay when he had to fill in for
yeah,
Coffee.
it wasn't too terrible. We had I had things working there in Arizona, but then I had to move to actual real Arizona and been busy spending, fixing, and I didn't have time for the fastest league in the world.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to mail it in, put it that way.
So, guys, I just wanted to talk about the draft and, what do you think teams will need? I know Red Zone, his pick is going to be coming up, and we'll get to him. But with the 3 picks that were picked, or the 4 picks that were picked, you guys are fine with where they fell, except for, I know, the tackle part. No one is okay with that one.
Well, I don't get the cornerback to
I
Moontown.
don't understand that corner either. Yeah,
Hold on. Let me get to that.
I don't
that
think
was
he's
that was Chicago.
Yeah.
or
Zappa's
Chicago.
a
Yeah,
corner.
sorry.
This one here? You got this guy?
Yes.
Not the short cornerback with the one bar that ain't where it looks like it should be.
He is 6'1", 204,
Okay.
more of safety.
He doesn't have man. Very good.
That's the one that didn't look good.
I think he took the endurance bar because the other corner I thought was better.
Which one? This guy here? Tristan?
Yeah, Tristan Givens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was much
Better.
better.
But the endurance isn't there, so he went with the endurance bar now. He may get a lesser player, but have him available more often. So, which is better?
I mean, the pick is at 1.5. He didn't even look like a top 15 player in the draft.
No. With what else is out there too?
Let's see.
Oh.
I'll move this over. So
He
you,
Put it
doesn't
this way,
have a
there's-
running back, and there are some really good running backs.
And there's a
He's
couple of safeties too.
Well, he got yards from the running back on his roster last year.
yeah, he did with the guy that has no hole recognition. Was it Moore? I think it was.
Yeah, Harvey Moore.
There you go. 1,300 yards, 4.58, 6 touchdowns, no hole recognition. Well, barely any. So, the guy's
Put it
22
this way,
years old.
There's 3 players going to be picked, 6, 7, and me. If they don't pick tonight, and I have to go to bed. I'll just set my list. I ain't even going to worry about getting up because it won't matter which one of the 3 I get. I see 3 guys, I'll take any of them.
It's okay. I'm not gonna post this until later, so that way whoever you guys say you like, no one can pick them. So yeah. So Chicago,
You want me to tell you who I'm looking at? Oh,
Oh, you don't.
Well, you could. I mean,
Unless
just for the sake of conversation, sure.
yeah.
that's
No. I don't
classified
think
information.
I don't think anyone's gonna jump you. I'm
Well.
sure not gonna jump you.
No, I don't even have a first this year, so
All right, hold it to yourself. It's okay.
Well, I don't have the game in front of me. I'm on a phone sitting down underneath my deck, but
Well, let's see. We were at Chicago. Chicago pick. Let me get to the draft.
there's 2 safeties I looked at. One's a no combine guy, and who's the next guy under him? Say his name, and I'll know it.
Patrick Garcia is one. I think
Yes, that's the guy. Garcia's 1, and then there's 2 running backs.
you
And I'll
have.
take any of the 3 of them, and I'll be happy. So you can't really hurt me.
Well, let me get to first of all the draft.
I mean, outside of Garcia being a little bit short, I mean, I would have taken him over that cornerback that Chicago took.
So
But
OBS.
Chicago needs cornerback or secondary. Go ahead, sorry.
No, okay. So Fort Wayne traded Tucker. Arizona took the quarterback. Brooklyn traded out
Yeah, at Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. He took the
Tackle.
tackle. Then OBX
Traded to Fort Wayne.
Yes, he took his quarterback, and then Chicago took this, and then Colorado's up. So, what do you think Colorado goes to? And then we'll get to you, Red Zone.
Don't think Colorado will take a running back. He's got one.
Yeah, he's got Ashton Small on a rookie contract still. He's got Roy Diaz.
And he drafted a quarterback last year. Yeah,
Yep.
he's probably going to go wide receiver.
Yes.
You think so? There's not really any good wide receivers this year.
Or defense.
Yeah, you could definitely use linebackers, secondary.
Oh, we got Slam coming on.
Really sweet.
Oh, boy.
Hell yeah, boy. It's been a while since he's been on. Cool, I'm
Slam?
gonna take this time to have a smoke quick. I'll be right back.
Slam? Oh, he's probably,
There's some good guards that would fit Colorado.
but he's got a good offensive line. Slam?
No, I agree with the guard part.
I don't want him to take guards. I need linemen, so don't take any guards. Slam, are you on?
Hey, this is Tony from Fort Wayne.
Tony from Fort Wayne. Oh, is this Howie?
No, it's Tony from Fort Wayne.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
calling. I want to say that I love the moves that this GM Slam is doing. He's got cojones the size of freaking brass balls. And I tell you what, Fort Wayne is going to win the bowl. I guarantee it. Hey, Tony from Fort Wayne, I'm out, guys. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
What's up, Howie?
Wow. Wow.
I just had an Andy Kaufman flashback of had a character he had.
Did
Tony,
he really leave, or are you
think of
still
his-
here, Howie? Come on, Howie. Did you leave, or are you
No,
still
he's
here?
gone.
Oh,
He's,
wow.
he's gone. He's gone.
Is gone. So you're saying Colorado? He's got linemen, guys.
Yeah, I think. Wow.
Those two guards are.
Oh no, but
Linemen.
they're he's 11th year and the 10th year, and he's got a 3rd year center. And yeah, you guys are probably right. He's probably going to go offensive lineman because his defense.
Yeah, I still say wide receiver or defense, but we'll see.
The wide receiver that's out there right now,
Rufus Montgomery.
Rufus Montgomery.
That's the guy.
Well, the first one that's coming up is Ray.
That's the one I looked at, but I don't know if I can take him at 8.
No, I wouldn't take him either. And then
He's the one that made the most sense.
Rufus Montgomery.
The one that looks like the best doesn't have any deep, big play or deep speed, or I mean, he's strictly a possession guy. I mean, he's got the routes and to get downfield, but I don't know if I could take him either at 8. That'd be your top 2, I think.
Well, this is the one Jugs is saying, Rufus Montgomery. Yeah, Jugs, if his route running goes past that 50 mark, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a 4.38 40, and his agility drill is 6.78 or 6.76. That's insane.
Exactly.
Position drill 66.
His position drill is 66.
I mean, he looks like the surefire lock to be the best wide receiver in his class.
But would he go down that far thinking that, because look where he's at, he's 4.7, 4.9 grade, and would he feel like, I'm sitting at 1.6, right? Why would
he's
I,
got 3 red combines.
why would I go all the way down there to get the wide receiver? It's psychological sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Best players.
No, he's got 3 red combines.
Put it this way. If he doesn't go to Pizer and Jazik comes up, there's no way he should take a quarterback there just because he's losing Kroenick and he needs there's desperation again and we're going to panic. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It doesn't matter who Iowa drafts. Let's just move on. It doesn't even matter.
Well, I'm going to go to Iowa next. So we're saying that he's going to go either wide receiver, Colorado that is, or lineman. And then Iowa, he needs a quarterback.
Who's he going to take?
He's got his wide receivers still.
Is there a quarterback worth taking at 1.7?
I
No,
don't
sir.
think so.
No, sir. That's desperation. That's panic. Don't do it. Wait. Take the best player.
Yeah, there's no quarterback right now. The other one down here, yes. He maybe go after a quarterback inside free agency. If not, I don't know who's going to run with.
Or you draft one in round 2 or 3. You don't take one at 1.7 just because you're desperate to get a quarterback.
Don't reach. Don't reach.
So where do you think he goes then at 1.7? Cornerback, he has one good guy there. Solid.
Hey, I've seen teams with shit quarterbacks and great receivers do well before. I mean, if he's smart, he's looking at that receiver. If Pizer didn't take him, he could look at a running back. He can look at a safety. He can look at anything on defense. I don't know what his team needs are. I didn't look that close, but quarterback isn't the answer at 1.7.
No.
It just isn't.
He's got the running backs. So he's good at running backs. So we don't have to worry about that. He doesn't have to worry about that. He's got tight ends. No issue there. He's got 2 wide receivers already. He's got 3 wide receivers in the 60 rating.
Yeah, he's got a really solid roster, but that Ralph Pridge for his running, I think he could go running back here easily.
He could, and he also has to face Clay, so another safety or corner isn't out of the question either.
Yep.
I think he's going to follow what Jugs told him. He wrote something in a forum, and Jugs says you better get some defensive ends and get cornerbacks. I think that's what he told him.
He's got Devontae Monroe. He's got a stud cornerback. He's got a stud safety.
You're facing a guy that throws 800 times a year. You don't have enough defensive backs. I don't care how many you got.
That's true.
I think he's going to go defensive line or, like you guys are saying, a cornerback.
I mean, he could go running back, but then he sits a guy from last year down and puts a new guy in. How does that make you better? I don't think it does. Now,
Unless
the
you
Pringle
run a
guy
good
wasn't any
two-back
good.
system.
Why would
yeah,
you?
but if,
Why would you get rid of this guy? By the way,
who?
Prig.
Oh, I'm just saying, if there's a better one to draft, I would draft him. But Prig's not bad. I mean, his endurance leaves a little bit to be desired, but
Well,
If safety's considered average, if the draft pick, I don't have any of the draft class in front of me, by the way, but if the running back looks to be a 60 or 70, that's an upgrade in my book.
yeah.
Because he does have a good roster. If you look at his guys, they're
or
pretty decent.
or you say, hey, I've got 1-7. Who's got a quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, what would be the point in doing that?
I don't know. I traded my Chelly for 1-7.
Oh, would you?
Yep.
I'm sure you would. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he could throw 7 interceptions in a game for him, just like he did.
I mean, he's an exact clone of Daryl Taylor from Tucker.
God.
So fuck off with that.
Apparently, he's not.
You're killing me, Judge.
When's the last time Daryl Taylor threw 7 interceptions in a game?
I don't know.
The problem is
The word never comes to mind.
Yeah.
I bet you Daryl Taylor would be available, but he couldn't use them.
the problem is there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback. So there's not a quarterback that someone has as a backup that's worth the 1-7.
I'm just saying it's another example of not panicking. You explore all options.
Yeah, he doesn't need a quarterback. He's got more than enough money. He's not even in cap hell anymore like he usually is.
Yeah, I was going to say he's actually got 53
It's
million.
fucking cap beautiful. It's
And he'll
cap
be
beautiful.
picking top 5 next year again, so he'll be able to get a QB then.
Does he go
But-
after
well,
does he go after
so-
Livingston?
Well, the reason he has cap room is because he didn't sign Cornet. That's why he has cap room.
Well, Livingston's asking for 64 million for 1 year.
Wow. Wow.
Bone Line is 70 million, 80 million, and 83 for 3 years.
I'll bet you Howie resigns him.
Oh, I don't know if he's got the cap.
I don't think Howie has a cap to resign him.
Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna
I
ask
heard
him.
my-
He's coming on right now.
I heard my name mentioned.
Ah!
We're just saying.
Howie, what's up, man?
I've
What's
got
up,
10
Howie?
minutes.
His ears are burning.
We're talking about Iowa's team, who's going to draft, and we're saying he might go after a quarterback. So we're looking at the free agency. Who does he go after? Does he go after Livingston? Does he go after your quarterback?
I hope he doesn't go after my quarterback. I want my quarterback.
Question, Howie, do you have enough cap room to re-sign your guy?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
he wants a lot. He wants a lot. I can re-sign him, but I wasn't planning on making a lot of moves in free agency, so I can sign him back.
Wow.
I can make an attempt to sign him back.
He wants $70 million.
Yeah, he's asking a lot
Well, did he want more before? Why didn't you just extend him?
because I didn't have the cap to extend him last time.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as Iowa goes, there's a number of quarterbacks in free agency you could go after. I don't think he's going to get Kornig, Bowline, or Livingston, but Jug's guy is there. What does he want? He wants 46 million,
He
so
wants
that's
the same
doable.
thing.
There you go.
Yes, he can't afford $46 million. He won't. He has only 33 players.
Yep.
Oh shit!
But he can nickel and dime those to the end.
No, because if
At late free agency.
he's picking at 1-7, that first round pick, I think is going to cost him, what is it, $20 million?
Yeah.
Wait, Rick. Hi, I didn't even just notice you were on.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the Thunderdome action got me interested in what's going on.
and Red Zone's on.
Yep.
Hey, Red Zone, welcome back. I missed
Thanks,
you.
buddy. I missed you too.
We have Ken's
I
here.
made a post, but I couldn't make it work. I got a meme that says I missed you guys, and it won't come through right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to fix it later.
I've never been able to put memes on the website either. I can't figure it out.
We got a full crew of eight people on this. So,
Man, who's not talking? Who's here?
Well, Jugs is in there twice.
Ken's not speaking.
Ken hasn't said anything the whole time.
Everybody be quiet.
I opened it up.
Yeah, he opened it up.
No, but we want your input here. Come on. Where do you think Iowa is going to go with his pick?
I think he'll try to re-sign, Kornick, but again, how much does he have? There's a number of people there that he could cut. There's a lot of he probably hasn't done. I mean, none of us have really done the renegotiations and cap outing people. So like nobody really knows who has what.
He doesn't have the cap room to sign Kornick. Look at what Kornick's asking is, and look at what his cap room is. He's not anywhere near close to being able to re-sign him.
But if I'm him, I cut 5-6 players if I have to get him back.
If he was going to do that, you do that last year. You don't do that with a potential.
He probably was in hell.
You do that with somebody who's already under contract.
Well, if I was him, I'd probably try to trade Yamashita.
Did we forget that last year?
Because
he re-signed 5 people and then released them all.
Yep.
Yes.
The same foul, right? That's why he was in cap hell.
$240 million in dead cap last year.
Yep.
The problem is
that's why I say it. That's why I say it doesn't matter what he does. Right? He's just going to keep making mistakes like that over and over again. It doesn't matter.
But the problem is, it's not what this guy wants. It's what people are going to be offering.
Right.
There's
these
GMs
probably more.
They're going to just blow this guy's salary out of the park here.
That's
my point.
Paycheck.
Clay, that's my point. So his asking price is what it is. People are going to offer more, and he's nowhere even. He has less than half the cap room of what he's going to get paid.
How many actual teams have the money to make a run anyway?
I think what's his name, Bordeaux's going to go for him. Maybe Mas Lewis might go. I'm thinking Merchant Man might go for him. I can see Rob going for him.
Hold on, Merchant Man is going after who?
No, these are the teams I think who's going to go after Kornick. I have no evidence of this. I'm just throwing something out.
They don't. Clay, look at their cap. They don't.
Yeah,
have the
Bordeaux
cap
has $10 million.
Oh, they do?
That's the question. How many people can actually make a run?
Mass Lewis is $50 million in the hole.
All right, so Atlantic.
They're out.
I mean, they can't even make an offer. Forget a run. They can't even make an offer.
Who would how about Quick? Quick can go after him.
Yeah, and I suspected Quick would go after Kornick. He's got $106 million in cap space. He is a red guy. Humphreys is getting old. I'm 99% positive Kornick's going to be on fucking Pigs, which is fucking terrible.
He can't go.
I wouldn't be so sure.
You wouldn't be so sure?
No, Chicago's got.
I know 2 other teams that are probably going to take a big swing at him.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing guys with money. Colorado's got the money, but he's just got Diaz.
Well,
he's already got a good quarterback.
Jugs has money. He's got $201 million.
I got 211.
You have $211 million. There you go.
It might take all of it.
Yeah, but you don't need.
Paris
Jugs doesn't need a quarterback that is paid $100 million a year.
Yeah, that's not how he operates.
Jug released his starter from last year.
I don't know. I think maybe Rochester might go after him too. I'm thinking Rob might drop some players like Ken was saying and free up some space.
I don't think anybody can touch $200 million.
You think? No, he's got sock.
The rest of us are just playing.
Well, Chris has $129
What's the preferred
million.
stage on Kornick anyway?
He's got
Socha.
Yeah, Socha.
Stage 2.
Ooh, so the bidding tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the other issue is you can't renegotiate and do cap outs until they'll sign
cap outs,
before
no franchises, no nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what he does. IOM.
Okay,
saying.
but that shouldn't matter. If you do a cap out, when he imports your foul, that's going to hit. Then he's going to run the free agent stage.
Are you sure about that? Because sometimes
when he imports your foul,
The cap out hits first.
Four players
does it?
hits.
Yeah.
Then he hits free agency stage 2.
Well, stand corrected.
Yeah, that shouldn't matter. The cap outs will hit, and/or who you cut.
That's
I mean, it's you can create cap room. I mean, how crazy you want to
1-1's just a pre-staging for 1-2.
Because I've had a couple of times where I've put in something, I've renegotiated to get the room, but it still said you ran out of room. But then I had the room after the renegotiations. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, so let's imagine that there was such a thing in IHOF as a midweek, and you run cap outs and renegotiations with 3 or 4 players. They hit a midweek, right?
Yeah. Then you can make a run right off
All
the
he's
bat.
doing is after he imports the foul and they hit, then he's going to run free agency stage 2. It's not a midweek. It should be
Right.
the same.
All he's doing is running
the
a sim.
exact same. Shouldn't be any different.
The only people that can make the run right now are the people that have the money. That's it.
And there's only, I think, 4 teams. Is Jugs, C-Max has 100 and something, and
Yeah, but he just
people-
signed his guy. He's not going after Kornick.
Hey, here's the thing. Somebody can actually go in there and get him on the cheap thinking everyone's going to overpay. And then just nobody bids anything.
That won't
no
happen.
way. No way. There's people bidding on him.
I mean,
It has happened before.
all you got to do is look. All you got to do is go to the screen for team cap and needs list. See who the top 10 teams are.
Where is that?
I'm at the top. Chicago doesn't team cap needs list.
Is that
It's
in
on the roster screen.
Yeah, it shows the available
It's on the
cap
roster
space.
screen.
Got it. Here we go.
So I'm at the top. The second team is Chicago. Well, he doesn't need a quarterback.
Nope.
Right,
Neither
so
does
he's
Next
Outer
out.
team
Banks.
is Outer Banks. Outer Banks doesn't need a quarterback. Then we got
Nope.
Colorado. He doesn't need a quarterback. Then we
Oh,
got
he
San
could use
Antonio.
one.
He
Yeah.
doesn't need a quarterback.
Oh no, Colorado just drafted
Snap.
what's his face last year.
No.
Damn.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got Diaz.
Snapfinger's
Snapfinger's got a
got-
quarterback. He doesn't need one.
He's got Leach. Yep.
So Texas, Howie said he's going to try and re-sign his own guy. So now we're down to Paris,
Paris could make a
Brooklyn.
bid.
Brooklyn just traded for the quarterback.
Yep.
Right,
So
so they're
Brooklyn
out.
doesn't need him.
He's out of the running. He's
So
got
we're
Cushman.
down to Paris and Chesapeake.
Yep.
Correct.
Cap City still got Tommy
Those look like the
Johnstone.
two likely. Right, those look like the 2 likely teams to make an offer.
And we got Harlem right there, which is red zone right here, which is coming up right now.
Yeah, Harlem has a 5'9" quarterback. They should be trying to build around.
Yeah.
But is he happy with him?
No. You want him?
There he is, front and center for everyone to see.
Gross.
I don't know what to do there. No idea. I'll make that decision after I
Pray-
get off the
pray.
phone from this show.
Yes.
Pray. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
The problem is he just got extended. He signed for what? 4 years or 3? 4, counting this one.
You can make that work, Bob.
I can
No.
make it work. Basically, next
Bars,
year,
you make it
he
work.
won't be on
Bars
the
and
team.
bars.
Well, hang on. Next year, if I keep him, he costs X amount of dollars, and if I cut him, he costs X amount of dollars, or trade him. So whether I have him or not, he's going to cost next year's number. Because it'll be 3 years of bonus, or next year's salary and 1 year of bonus.
True.
The money won't change.
Yeah, you're correct, because it'll be 27 million, and you're at
Yep.
25, so you're really losing only maybe $1 million and something, actually, at the end of the day.
So I can spin my wheels next year, and we have some cap room next year. Maybe I do that. Maybe I trade him for a 3rd round pick somewhere or a 4th round pick. Who knows? Somebody needs a quarterback. Maybe they'll give me something. But I can't cut him and then go make an offer on another QB, because if I don't get the other QB, I don't have anybody.
But do you have equal or better quarterbacks on the roster to do that? Let's see. Well, he's got a.
You can cut whoever you want. You can cut whoever you want.
Yeah, it's just the trading that comes into play.
I'm saying I can't cut him and go not get the other QB and have
No,
nobody.
but you'd be crazy to cut that quarterback. So, regardless of 5'9", still got Barnes. Still find a way to.
My preference would be to trade him after I find somebody else.
Right,
But
right.
Same difference. The cap works the same whether I cut him or trade.
Yeah, you find a body that's likewise. Yeah, you can trade him, and you'll find a suitor.
Well, you would be in a running if you wanted to go after Kornick and try to flip your quarterback to somebody.
I'd be happier making that decision if my pick came up tonight and I knew who I was drafting. Not knowing that makes it really difficult to put a foul in.
Well, looking at your team, because you're actually up. And,
My pick's up?
Well, no. Your team is up in our conversation.
Oh.
And
okay.
so you already told us that you want to go.
You got me all excited for a minute, Clay. I was ready to run upstairs and make a draft pick here. We're going to do it live on the show.
Oh, that'd be great. So you're thinking running back or cornerback, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, the guy is a safety that could probably move to corner.
Okay. Because no one's moving up to get your pick. And
No.
I'm not going to play this until after your pick goes through, so you'll be safe. But right now, you're just getting your feet wet with your team, trying to figure out what you need, what you like, what plays into your system. Do you like anything? Do you feel like... Why don't you give us an analysis on your team?
I feel like the defense is solid. And I'm a 4-3 guy, so that should be fine. We could use maybe another outside linebacker at strong side, but I can do that in the second or third round, I think. I don't think our line is terrible. I'm not saying it's star-studded, but they're workmanlike. I can get something out of them. I don't like our running backs, and I don't like my quarterback. Now, my quarterback I might be stuck with if I draft a running back, but you know, I can't deny I looked at the safety too. You know, there's two running backs. You want their names?
I'm looking at them right now. We have Brandon.
No.
No. He's talking about the ones in the draft.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you tell us the names of the running backs in the draft?
Liam Shields is one.
I like Liam Shields and I like Marsh.
Okay, let me bring him out and let me get Marsh. Got him.
The two of them and Garcia, I don't think I can go wrong.
And Garcia.
I'll have one
There's
of
a
them.
safety that he's looking at.
Got it.
I'll have one of them at number 8. So I can't really lose.
Nope, that's a good place to be, Bob. It really is. Just 3 guys, 3 picks before you come up, 3 guys on your list, you're going to get one.
Yep. So if my pick doesn't come up tonight, I probably set 15 minutes and go to bed.
Just do us all a favor and make sure you don't accidentally put a right tackle at the top of your list.
Yeah, I am a little worried now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, just make sure you don't click that scout pick button, okay?
I don't. The clock starts tomorrow morning.
I don't think it works on Ben's conscriptor.
What?
Okay, yeah, because that was the only way I could think that happened.
So when does the clock start? Tomorrow morning.
Yep. Tomorrow morning. I think 7:00 in the morning. Is that correct?
He usually starts it right after he runs the sim.
Yeah. Okay. That's about 6:30.
Yeah, but everyone has 3 hours. So if everyone's away and not really paying attention, you're gonna have a long delay red zone before someone picks.
Well, Pizer's going to pick probably before the sim. Pizer's pretty active, so he'll either pick tonight or first thing in the morning.
That's right. Because
Jazik might get autoed.
He was on the forum.
Nah, Jazik will be on. Jazik will be on first thing in the morning too. He's not going to get autoed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they pick, then I may have my choice of all 3. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
now.
Joe might be waiting for interviews because I remember he used to do interviews and whatnot. You know the leagues.
I may do that too. It's a good idea. 3 guys, 3 interviews, save the rest.
Well, it looks like you might have a pick of the running backs, Red Zone. I don't think any of them are going to go after running backs.
I think so too, and it's a good question. Which one do you take?
Between the two,
Who fits what you do best?
I will leave it up to these guys who are running back gurus.
Red Zone, this is what you do. If you got your choice of 3 of them, you move back and draft the 3rd best guy. That seems to be the thing this draft. So you move back like maybe 6 or 7 spots, and you get the 3rd best guy. The hell with trying to get the best guy. The hell with that. We're not trying to do that. We don't want to get the best guy. We want to get the 3rd best guy.
And even if I have to move back up to get the 3rd best guy, huh?
Fucking Chugs, you're killing me, brother. I gotta go have a smoke.
It's the 3rd best guy and a tackle, right?
Well, yeah, that's the bargain.
But between the two, these guys are the run experts. I couldn't tell you. Jugs can tell you. Rick can tell you between the two. Ken, do you run a lot or you're more passing?
I'm pretty balanced.
Okay. So you got 3 people here.
I like them both. Might have to flip a coin.
Well, you ran to death in Chicago, so you know what to do there. So you just pick your fit.
I would take Marsh, actually. I take that back. The reason why, he's 23 years old.
Yeah, I saw that. 25 years old on Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's not the end of the world, but here's the other thing, though. Look at the development on the other one on Liam. He's ready to go right now.
That's why he's 25. He's 73%.
Yep.
Marsh is only 31%.
Yep.
But some guys, some GMs know how to get a lot out of these guys who are only 31% or more.
Well, I don't think we're going to be chasing a playoff spot this year. I mean, not that I won't try, but that's a tall order.
XCOM always did put together good roster, so you got something to work with for sure.
Yeah,
but
I can
with
see
his defense that he's got in place that I'm inheriting, and thank you, XCOM, wherever you.
Hello?
We lose your Red Zone?
I think
He muted himself. He's muted.
Did I get cut off?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you might have muted yourself.
He left me, and thank you, XCOM, wherever you're at. I think the running game is what's lacking right now. So if we didn't do anything at all, except make a draft pick at 8, I think running back would be my preference.
You have a stud wide receiver, Eddie Fields.
Yep. We don't have much else besides him, but I don't see us filling the air with footballs like you do either, Clay. So
you want to trade him to me? I'll take him.
Sure, I'll give you 3 firsts.
I will give you 3 firsts for him.
I'll bet you would.
But that's more than Ben paid.
I will give you 3 first-round picks for him, if that's what you're asking me for.
Way down with your
pick. Isn't the asking price 2 firsts and 2 seconds?
Okay, Clay, you're offering too much. Offer 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Don't ask yet.
Exactly.
Don't ask first. You're offering too much.
And hey, Clay, it's refreshing to know that I can now make a trade with you because we're not in the same division.
Exactly.
I
would
that.
never trade a Red Zone. He would look at me and say, Red Zone, I'm never going to trade with you. I do not trade in my division.
Right. Trade embargo when you're on division mates.
But now that ban's been lifted.
I have no problem now.
Red Zone, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
In 2 sentences, tell me how you expect to compete with Ben and his newfound quarterback, Julio, who's in the conference championship or better every year, and T-Zach, whose passing offense is virtually impossible to stop, and he's in your division. Tell me what your plan is in 2 sentences.
I can do it in 2 words. Dice rolls. I have no idea.
Okay.
Honest to God, no idea. I haven't looked to see. I know without looking, I know what I'm going to be seeing, what I'm going to face. So I don't have to go look at it. I know it's going to be really, really tough. And I just need to sit down and look at what we have and figure out how to compete. When you're in a division, you look at your division opponents, and you have to compete with them, or you can't go anywhere. You have to win division games first. After that, you start looking at what do you do to get past the next guy to get further in the playoffs. Same as any other team. It'll be harder because they're harder GMs to beat. But I mean, what am I going to do? I'm not going to run. Do the best I can.
Well, you got Red Zone in this conference, and you got Ken in this conference.
Well, Ken will tell you the same thing. What are you doing, Ken?
Well,
you do the best you can, right?
Really, to a certain degree, yeah. There is a certain sense of taking the air out of the ball, and trying to get time off the clock, whether it's short passes that are easy to complete, or running game, and stock up on your secondary, make sure that they're sound. I'm not sure. I love the press, but I'm not sure that that's a winning combination with T-Zac and Ben with throwing long.
Or Julio.
Yeah, they all take their shots, so that's for sure. But press does slow them down, just not too much of it. You got to mix it up.
Yeah, my
pass
rush.
I beat Ben in the bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
I beat Ben in the bowl a few seasons back just playing press 2. It'll stop him.
If your players are good enough.
Yeah, I like to play press 1 a lot, which is probably my problem.
Well,
the press 1 brings your safety up just like cover 1.
Right, which is more run support thing.
Well, Red Zone, do you want to build? Do you want to get a franchise quarterback, or are you looking for a management quarterback?
Good question. Here's what I always said, and it's not. See, my answer to your question is neither. I need a quarterback I'm comfortable with. He doesn't have to be 80 overall, but he can't suck either. If he's just a game manager, that's probably not good enough.
He's got to be able to hit the slant because Bob loves the slants.
You'd be surprised, not so much anymore.
Okay, but that's how I always defended you, buddy.
You'd be surprised, not so much anymore.
But I did like your slants, so I stole a few of them. So.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see. I kind of know your team, the way you build it, but it's going to be interesting to see the twist you do with Harlem Red Zone moving forward. And you got $84 million to play around with for new players.
He's going to have to morph into a defensive team that just plays balanced offense and beats those guys because the other guys are one-dimensional. You just have to beat that damn dimension.
Yes.
Well, the problem with that is you're going to have to play Cert twice a year, and he's going to shut you down if you don't have an offense. So you're going to have both sides of the ball covered to get out of that division.
That's why I said balance.
Oh, yeah.
Balance.
Yeah. No, T-Zac has offense and defense down to a T now. So either way,
his defense is nothing to sneeze at either. You're right.
Nope.
He's got a bunch of pass rushers all over the place.
Hey, for what it's worth, everybody talks about Ben's offense, but Ben's defense isn't bad either.
No.
I mean, he may not be Cert, but you're not going to you won't put 50 on Ben very often. Put it that way.
The biggest problem with balance is that you got to be good at everything, and that's where where if you're a passing team you can skimp on like the run bars or all that kind of stuff, or if you're a passing team you can do the opposite. But when you trying to do both, it's a little more hard to get those quality guys.
Yep.
You mean passing
just the FYI. Just the FYI, Ben's defenses have not been good the last 6 or 7 seasons.
Okay.
Well, not compared to what he was.
He's given up over 400 points multiple times.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
But
he's
he's
not
constantly
good at all.
he's constantly getting into shootouts now though. So. But yeah,
right, because he doesn't have anybody on defense.
He expects to score 40 and then just hold you off.
Yeah.
I think I've beaten Ben once. So.
Yeah, we talked about this. That he has a system where he's like, I'm just going to put up a lot of points, and You just have to match me.
Which is why you don't want to match him. Like, you don't want to get into a shootout. You got to stick to your game, and he doesn't have as many opportunities to throw those.
I'll give you a perfect example. The AFC North in the NFL. Steelers and Ravens. Steelers will go out and get their ass kicked by some team that's terrible. And then they play the Ravens and beat them 13-10. Now, that just doesn't compute, but it's a division game. They know each other. They know what they have to do to stop them. Same kind of thing. You got to win your division games. I got to figure out what these guys are doing and what it takes for me to slow them down enough to stay with them.
Exactly.
You go 0-6 in the division, you're not going to the playoffs. You go 2-4, you don't have much chance.
I have a
you got to split or better.
I have a question for everyone. If Ben didn't get this trade and get that quarterback,
he'd still win 12 games next year.
Yeah.
That would be my question. What do you think he would have been at?
No, he would have just re-signed Taylor or went with somebody else and got the same production. So.
Yep.
And then when you flip it around this way and say, why did Ben even want to spend that kind of money? Because that quarterback's going to ask for a king's ransom with the number he's going to put up. He's just going to trade him off and get 1-1 or something.
Because instead of Ben scoring 500 points, now he's going to score 600. And it's going to be that much more. It's going to be that much more difficult for T-Zac and Julio to beat him if he's scoring 45 points a game instead of 38 points a game.
Yep.
Yeah. He might be just making a good 5-year run here because, it's going to cost him a fortune.
He'll pay it.
Yeah, because he can just say
he's not going to be fully developed until the end of year 2.
That QB will throw 800 touchdown passes before he retires. Watch and see.
Correct. He can just say, I'm not going to build a defense with top guys, right? And that money he saves, he just gives it to the quarterback.
Just throw it to the quarterback. Right.
Yep.
And he'll say, I'll score 45 points a game. You better score 46.
Right. And that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to draft. He's got the quarterback. He's going to draft wide receivers. He's going to get pass blocking offensive linemen. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys are cheap too.
He's a quarterback factory. So like he may sell this person off for assets later down the road because he's got Edwin Anthony sitting there on the bench, just trying to figure out a way to get on the playing field.
He's never going to see the field.
Yeah, but he put Anthony on the trade block last couple years, and I mean his avoid interception rating is horrible because I actually looked at him. His avoid interception rating is just absolutely awful. I can't see anybody even offering anything for him.
Yeah, it's a 17.
And his sense rush is 23, so he's going to be sacked.
I actually went and looked at him today. I was like, "Ooh, okay, well, never mind."
Yeah, so that was a question I had. Where'd you think he was going to be at if he didn't make that trade and get this quarterback? But you guys answered the question on that.
Yeah, instead of 12-4, he's going to be 14-2 or better every year now.
So I got a question.
You know it's coming.
So he and T-Zac, like they'll sign these people at the end of the year, and he signed the quarterback. Go up just a little bit further. Can't quite see it. Where'd it go? Ephraim Owens. Like he signed him,
this guy here,
and then let him go, and then didn't re-sign him. But he's over 3 years. So what's the benefit for him signing Ephraim Owens?
If you sign him, he's on your roster from the previous season. It gives you a slight boost on cohesion.
Even though he didn't play for him all year.
It doesn't matter. Look on the side where it says on team. We are in year 21-15 now. It says on team 21-14 because he signed him last year.
Yeah,
so he gets that extra year of cohesion.
Yep, and he was a chemistry fit, I believe. And I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but if you sign him then and he's got a high loyalty, maybe you have a better shot at getting him in free agency the next year. I mean, Ephraim Owens only has a 56 loyalty, but maybe that comes into play if it's higher.
It can't hurt.
He's cheap. I would go after this guy. It's $13 million.
Hey,
can't hurt.
Shut up about it.
There's Joe's next quarterback.
There are actually a lot of quarterbacks out there besides, Koronek, which I've been forced to look at. And Livingston, who knows what happens after he sits on the block for a while. His salary demand will come down a little bit.
Yeah.
No, you are correct. There are a lot of good quarterbacks out there. I like this guy too, Dakota Peterson.
Yeah, that's that weird one where Orlando traded for him last year and didn't re-sign him.
Mm-hmm. And he wants only $12 million, so he's there. And then you got the crazies out there who want crazy money. Now, if you can work with these guys and make it work and pay the $70 million or the $60 million, it's worth it. But if you can't make it work, there's no need to pay $60 million for a quarterback. If he's only going to give you subpar ratings, subpar stats at the end of the day.
Subpar performance.
There you go, subpar performance.
Yeah, you don't want a $60 million paperweight on your offense.
See, that's the battle that I fight, though. Do I want to spend? What's it going to take to sign Coronet? 120, 130 million a year? Do I really want to spend that? I mean, I could probably find it, but what else will I have? Nothing.
I think that's too expensive. I don't think anyone can afford that.
I don't.
The highest salary right now is $90 million a year, and that's not all guaranteed.
We'll see tomorrow.
The highest cap number is half Bill. Half Bill is making $140 million this year.
Yep.
Is he?
I'm sorry, it's $153 million.
You're not getting Kornick for 90. That ain't going to happen. If he's only going to cost me 90, I'm in. I don't think that ain't going to work. Jug has too much money.
It's going to, yes. Tomorrow we're going to see the race for Kornick. I can't wait to see that tomorrow morning.
I just can't see. I mean, I've had the team for 10 minutes, and I'm going to go make a move like that. I'm like, that's.
Why not? Go for it. It makes the league interesting. Red Zone.
We have enough interest already this season.
Yeah, we had enough drama at the beginning here to cover the whole year. So,
who's picking at 1-9, by the way?
T. Haynes.
Outer Banks. He's got a quarterback.
He's the guy that made the deal to let Slam move up to 4. He went down to 9.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got a quarterback. He has running back.
He's got a wide
receiver. Receivers there. Receivers there. He's all over him.
He's got tight end.
He's got to be going O-line or D-line, I bet.
Not if that receiver's there.
He's got one receiver. True, he might go after receiver. He might need a second one.
Yep. And if he gets that receiver at 9, he made a killing on that deal.
His secondary is great. Well, his cornerbacks are good. Very good. He needs a safety.
He could go safety, too.
He's got one lineman, defensive lineman. So he needs defense alignment as well. But he probably wants a playmaker. Now, do you take that 1-9 and go to somebody who has an extra wide receiver on their team and say, listen, he's not doing anything for you. Here's my 1-9 pick. Do you do that?
No, I draft that receiver if he's there.
Yeah.
The rookie.
No, what you do is you take 1.9 and you look at the third best wide receiver on everybody's roster and you offer 1.9 for that.
Oh,
all right,
my
so
God.
which wide receiver are you guys even looking at that's worth 1.9 here?
I forget his name.
We talked about him earlier.
I might have been out smoking.
I'll bring him up for you.
Ray Newhart?
It was Rufus Montgomery.
No, Rufus Montgomery.
Here you go, right here.
Oh, he's okay.
That's the guy.
Yeah, 1.9 though.
If you're T. Haynes,
yeah.
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah, I suppose, but I think Todd needs freaking O-line, like badly. He's got an old tackle, an old guard, old center, nobody in their 60s or 70s, he could get a real stud here at O-line.
I have to go with Jugs on this one. Even though Montgomery can be something, if that route running doesn't hit that 50 mark, I would try to shop 1-9. I would try to go to teams and say, I like your wide receiver, like their number 2, and say, here's 1-9 for you. And see if I can get somebody who's better, than Montgomery.
You could probably grab Yamashita off of Iowa, and Iowa would then shave an ass ton off their cap. Then you'd have a great second guy. And
that would make 29. Too much sense.
Yeah, right? He's only 29.
I wouldn't pay 1-9 for Yamashita.
You wouldn't?
I would not.
No, not at his age.
For your second 29. Wide receiver?
No, I don't. His route running and getting downfield is almost at the 50 mark, and he's 29. You might get him in like at 31. That might even drop past that.
Yeah, I suppose that's right.
It's too close to that bar for me.
Yeah, this is what I said earlier. You got to draw a line and not
for
cross
1-9. 1-9's probably a bit much.
Like red zones, Fields, I would give red zone the 1-9 for his wide receiver.
So you would need to give more than 1.9 for that guy.
Oh yeah,
true. I'll probably have to give. I'll give 1-9 and another first rounder with it. But yeah, I agree with Grims to go for offensive lineman on that.
You'd have to throw a punt returner in there too.
You got it. I'll give you my $15 million kicker too.
Oh, we had a big kicker discussion in RZB, talking about whether you take a kicker in the 3rd round or the 4th round, and when's too high, and are you willing to pay him that second contract? And Quick put the post up that I guess the Jets have a 5th-year kicker now. I guess that they're paying $9.35 million to, and I'm like, no, not on my. I'll draft him in the 3rd, 4th round. Then getting the second contract. There's no way I'm not spending that kind of cap.
I read that. We had to talk about kickers here too. My kicker, everyone's making fun of. I was paying a lot of money. What is it? Here we go. $12 million.
It was more so Mauslaus's kicker, because he was paying him 3 times that.
Oh, that's right. Let's get him up.
Yeah, but see,
$32.9 million for his kicker.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Here we go.
How many kickers have you ever seen that kicked for a team for a whole season and made less than 70%? That's 7 out of 10. Not very many, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the difference between the guy that's the stud that's going to make 9 out of 10 is 2 field goals out of 10. If you kick 30 field goals, that means you had 6 more field goals. That's 18 points. That's just barely more than 1 point per game average. Now, yeah, he'll hit longer ones, and he might hit one that wins a playoff game. So there are bonuses to it. But is it worth going from $3 million or $4 million to 11 or 12? Not for me. No.
My take on this, and it happened to.
I can get a free agent kick.
My take on this, and I think it happened to Grimm. I think is the elite kickers, do they make clutch kicks when it's needed to win the game?
Yeah, I can't.
That's the question.
Yeah, no data to support that.
Yeah, I don't have the data to support that. But Oscar Harrington, he hasn't had a bad career. So if you look at his stats there, he's not bad.
Thing is, if you can afford the luxury, then I say more power to the GM who can afford it.
But MIJB can afford it because he's always in cap.
There is not one single GM that can afford to pay a kicker $33 million a year.
Oh,
not one.
That money could be spent on receivers, QBs, corners, safeties, running backs. I mean, O-line, left tackle, defensive end. I mean, there's so many other places.
I mean, we're looking at his team right now. He's $48 million. He's $47.5 million over the cap.
It just doesn't. To me, it doesn't make sense.
No, $30-something million for a kicker, I agree, is way too much money.
I'm not even giving him 9 or 10. He's
No,
getting 4, maybe 5 if he's really good. After that, I'll draft somebody else.
Yeah, and last year I drafted a kicker in the 6th round, pick 15, and he was 33 of 35 on extra points. He was 30 of 34 on field goals, and I'm paying him right now. I'm paying him $2.5 million this season.
There you go. That's my point. You got him off the scrap heap.
No. Your guy made all his extra points.
Oh, where am I looking? Oh, yes, yeah, you're right. Yep, 35 to 35.
And he only missed 4 field goals. Right. So that goes back to
you got him off the
he didn't play any worse
than MIJB's guy.
Yeah.
But this is how I do kickers.
They're the exact same.
Yeah.
So he threw $29 million away because you paid 3.
He's 2.5 this year. So last year was even a little bit less than that.
And
he
you
was
got
a
him as a
6th round
free
pick.
agent?
No, 6th round pick last year.
Okay. So I mean, you can do that every 4 years.
And that's what I do. I usually just draft the kicker late, run his 4 years, and out the door he goes, and I just draft another one.
And the funny thing is, if everyone stopped paying these kickers, their money demands would drop because nobody's paying you. You want a job or not? Sooner or later.
Clay. Hear that, Clay? Stop paying kickers.
I'm not paying him $32 million.
That's true.
I have a limit. Like if my kicker said to me, listen to me, ask for $20 million, I'll be like, gone.
Who is shuffling papers?
Yeah, who is that?
Well, that's me put my blue corn chips away.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Big wrestlers.
Bolin, who kicks for Gothenburg, hit 97% inside the 40, hit 100% of 40 to 50, and then missed that field goal in the Super Bowl, whatever we call it.
There you go. And what's he paying him?
There you go.
What's he paying him?
Only $8 million, not that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, $8 million. It seems, I guess, a lot for a kicker, but
kickers, punters, long snappers, and fullbacks.
What would you? So, is there a mark that you say to yourself, "I'm not paying more than $3 million for a kicker and a punter"? Do you guys say that to yourself?
Well, I feel like punter is actually slightly more important than kicker.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And if you get a guy that just has kicking power, like almost maxed, you can get away with whatever, and he never wants huge money to stay on your team. That's the only thing that matters to me on kicker or punters is the kicking power, because I've had some really great punters the last 30 years, and they've all stayed on my team for years because the rating never gets over 50, and I don't have to pay them a lot of money, and they're constantly 40 plus in the net.
I like that directional punting bar, but I have heard what you're saying before, and it does seem to be true, Grim.
Yep.
Well, they made a comment
and
on
punters don't seem to have that high demand for renegotiation like kickers do.
So, but I'm going back to you guys. Then for a kicker, is there a max that you say to yourself, $3 million and no more?
It could be 4 or 5 if he's good, and that's pretty much the ceiling. But I mean, you're not crazy. You get to 6, 7, 8, 9 million. I'll draft somebody else.
Yeah, for me, and it's been so long. I draft one, let him run his course, draft another one, let him go out, draft another one, let him go out. So I've been not paying over $3 million for a kicker for probably 20 seasons.
But even if you're paying 5, it's another $2 million.
Yeah,
Cap,
5
what's
isn't
the cap? 600 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about that. When you get to 10, come on, dude.
Yeah.
No, because someone in the forum, Red Zone, that you're speaking of, that what Quick put up there, someone mentioned, and the same thing that Jug said, that 4 points or 3 points more that the kicker gets than the average kicker is not worth the money. Mm-mm. And Jug said that when we had our conversation when we were talking about kickers as well.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and deny that if you've got an ordinary kicker and somebody else has a stud kicker and there's a kick to be made to win a playoff game, hey, that could come back to bite you. All right, I'll give you that. That's one kick, and that's if you're in that position. How do you know it's going to come down to a field goal?
And here's the other twist. You really only need a guy that can make a 49-yarder because everyone's got to crank up as much offense. So why have these kickers going for these 50-plussers and not making it? And you're down another 6 points.
Yep, I agree. I rarely have a kicker with any kicking power. Mine's all accuracy, so I just set my field goals. I mean, I don't kick field goals over 50 unless there's a bug in the game or something. I try to get my offense to get the fucking ball within kicking range,
You're like me, Grim.
Or
My
score a
kicker,
touchdown.
if you look at my kicker, he only attempted 1 over 50 yards.
Yep.
There it is.
Okay, so now hang on. That's perfect. You had one attempt over 50 yards. Why is he getting $12 million?
Because he kicks everything else. Like last year, he was
Grimmer's got a guy that kicked everything else too for 2.5.
Yeah, Clay.
You're making my point.
All right, guys. I'm allowing you to pile on.
We're not piling on. I'm just saying that you're making our point.
Yes, but I said this last time when we had this conversation. There will be a game or two that he is clutch. That I need that kick. That he'll make it.
If you're seeing that, then you hang on to him. I don't see that.
I'm saying that to myself to justify the $12 million.
It's almost 15 million, sir.
We get off the phone. Clay's going to pull up the game logs for the last 5 years and look at every game.
Yep.
I'm actually with you, Clay. But what I have to remember is that if you just let them go to free agency, you can probably pick them back off the free agency market for less than they're trying to re-sign for.
That does what happens. Right.
Look at Grimm's kicker and my kicker are like twin brothers almost.
Yep.
Up for the salary.
Yeah, look at the cap number.
And my guy's getting paid almost $13 million.
No, almost 15
million. And Grimm is 2.5.
2.5.
2.6, I guess.
2.6.
Close to.
Okay, guys, you convinced me.
But he's a rookie, so he got drafted in the 6th round. So, I mean, that's the way you do it if you want to just keep recycling the kickers.
Yeah, that's all I do. I mean, I get the best guy. I mean, if I see someone in the 3rd that's going to be great, fuck, I'll take him.
Yeah,
but
because my guy was undrafted when I got him, and I got him on the cheap. By the way, it's just that later on in the years,
he's not cheap now.
Yes, you're correct.
He's a mentor, so maybe you can sign
draft a kicker this year, and let him sit on your roster.
Carry 2 kickers on the roster. Yeah, let him mentor the other kickers.
Yep.
Just keep him through preseason week 2 and then let him go.
Oh shit!
My first round pick is going to be a kicker.
Yep. Let him have a mentor.
Where are you picking at, Clay? 129,
120,
somewhere around there?
129, and I'm looking for lineman or running back. Or
I was going to say, if you pick a kicker at
lineman.
129, we're going to have another radio show.
Yeah, what's with your block, Clay? You're trying to get rid of a couple O-linemen?
I got barely any money, guys. Come on, look at this.
Are you running into cap trouble there?
I am.
Yeah.
So either I'm going to give them on the cheap.
Here's what you do. In order to solve your cap issue, you trade your quarterback. That's what you do.
Yep.
That's the only way to resolve your cap. Yeah, that's the only way to resolve your cap problem.
Or
so
just
you
don't
trade
re-sign.
Eichhorst.
Make it a package deal, Clay, with your kicker. Trade
Clay,
Eichhorst and your kicker.
When his contract expires. Free agency.
Yeah. Grimmer's on to something. Offer the quarterback and the kicker for 2 first-round picks. I'm sure somebody will do that deal.
Yeah, I have cap.
Clay, it's easier if you just let his contract expire and let him hit free agency.
Yeah.
Hey, Clay, if you cut your kicker,
dead cap or anything, you just
if you cut your kicker, that's almost half of that fucking cap space lost. Hell yeah, baby. Cut him.
You can keep those O-linemen.
Yeah, maybe.
So basically, I put it out there and seeing, but no one wants them. And if someone says to me, "I'll give you like a 6," but I'm gonna cut him. So Grim.
Well, R.J. Evans, you don't
Jubbs.
need to trade.
Jugs, what subs will probably be in the market and stuff like that. Because I'll probably free up
Great.
about
So
60,
now I
60
gotta
million.
now I gotta compete against other GMs that want him.
Well, I can hold on to him and see if we can make a reasonable deal that works with you, for on the cheap. Because I'm not looking for anything crazy. Because they're going to be on the street anyway, at the end of the day. Because I'm trying to free up at least $50 million to $60 million.
Yeah, Dave Lyle definitely needs to go.
Yeah, he played well for me.
He did.
I actually enjoyed his performance with me.
Yeah, and if he was my color, I would probably take him for a 5th. But that's a lot of cap money he's costing you.
Yeah, because look at his sack percentage, 0.6. That was great.
And he didn't even play, but he didn't play.
Last year, I took him out.
Did he get hurt this year?
No. I took him out to develop somebody else. That's what happened. But his other years, he did very well. But yes, his cap is pretty steep.
Yeah, and you'd save a lot. So there's 2 guys, Dave Lyle and your kicker. Cut them, and you're out of it.
And the quarterback. You got to cut the quarterback too, or trading.
Yeah, just trade him.
I was thinking about trading him right to red zone.
There you go.
Well, there you go. And he can trade you the 5'9" quarterback back in return.
There you go. You'll have fun with him.
Bardot, he's up next, guys. I don't know. I thought he was going to turn it around in the beginning. His team was doing something, and then it fell off. And now I think Ken mentioned this last show that it's the Dennis's curse. Is that correct?
Iris Dennis,
whatever. Tyrus Dennis, the curse.
Okay.
Well,
he actually didn't.
Well, he started off 3-1. He started off 3-1, and he scored 53 points, 42 points, and 40 points. And then his defense caught up with him. He had statistically the worst defense in the league.
Let's look at his defense. Here he is. He went 6-10. He had 494 points he allowed on defense. That is awful.
That's points. He was. I think he was 32nd in yards allowed too.
Now, what do you think he does?
Yeah, he was. I'm looking.
Well, that's weird because
he doesn't have any
he's
players.
He's got some studs on defense.
He drafts good players. If you look at his roster, then they're not shabby.
Well, let me ask you this.
I see one stud. I don't know about multiple.
Let me ask you this, Clay. What's a good player? Are we looking at overall, or are we looking at bars?
Okay. When I play, I go by the bars that fit my system. Okay. I'm just going for the show, because I don't know how he plays his team. I'm looking at the ratings for the show, and if you're just going by ratings, it looks decent.
But my point is, just because they're 60 overall, if he's running press and they don't have a bump bar, that's why he's giving up all them points.
Well, let's pull them up.
Yeah, stand corrected. He doesn't have he doesn't have the 2 pass rush and strength together. He has a lot of good run bars, but he may not have enough of a pass rush.
Yeah, I know people, and I'm not going to name any names, but I know people that are staring straight at the overall, and they think they're trading stocks or something. But that overall doesn't do you any good when you're playing the T-Tac, and the guy has no man bar or no bump bar or no zone bar, and he's getting toasted for 3 touchdowns, long TD passes. That guy ain't helping you.
Red zone, I got to agree with you because I'm going to use my tight end as an example. My tight end is a 39 rated tight end. This is him right here. But he got me almost 1,000 yards. This guy.
Because he has the bars.
He's got the bars. And average per target, 9.63. If I would have targeted him in the red zone, he probably would have had more touchdowns, which I might do. And he's got a 65% catch rating.
You know who does that as good as anybody, maybe better than anybody? Julio.
And so I agree with you that for me, it's the bars where they're at. And
you using them properly.
Correct.
Suicide.
But hey, everybody does it different.
But where do you think he goes?
Who? Bordeaux?
Bordeaux, yeah.
Take a look at his
no idea. I don't have game access, so I'm at your mercy. You guys are going to have to tell me.
Well, gents, I'm going to hit the sulfur for a while and do my export for the only league I'm in.
Yeah,
right.
It's been great to hear all you crazy bastards once again. Maybe I'll move up the list as the things pan out.
That would be good, sir.
Good hearing from you, Rick.
Yeah, man. It's been great talking with you, brother.
Take care, Rick.
All right. Later, guys.
Rick.
Later.
Like, we don't have to go through all the teams, but we can go through some of them. But do you think he trades away his quarterback and goes for a free agent quarterback?
Yeah, I don't know. No, he doesn't have any money.
You talk about
Bordeaux. I'm going to get him up right here again.
Yeah, he doesn't have money. He's got a pretty solid roster. I could see him if there's a running back left there. I could see him going running back because he's got tight ends. He's got wide receivers. I guess they're all getting old.
There's 4 decent running backs. He can probably get it back there.
Yep.
I have 6 running backs that I'd take in the first round.
There you go.
I don't know if he's going to sign Dennis. It's his last year.
Yeah, I'd let him play out his contract. I mean, he's bringing cohesion to the team now and shit. But tight end, there's a decent tight end he could take, that Cody Lewis.
He's in his 9th season as tight end.
He could
Dennis
reach for
has an avoided interception bar of 27.5. He's never going to win with this quarterback.
That's not very good. But
Where do you think? Hey, Jug, where do you think the cutoff is? What do you need minimum avoid interceptions on a QB to have a shot?
I think if you're on a run-heavy team, you need at least 40. If you're on a pass-happy team, you need 60.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I've gotten away with guys that were in the mid-40s before, so I think you can get away with somebody like low to mid-40s.
Okay.
I was going to say, Bordeaux, he needs a safety. He's good at cornerbacks.
Yeah, he's got a pretty stock.
Well, the one corner is really, really good, and the rest of them are just.
Do you like Freeman or you like? They're both Freeman. It's funny.
Kim Freeman had a very, very good year. Look at his pass defense percentage last 2 seasons.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him running back, tight end, maybe reaching for a wide receiver because both of his are getting real old. His tight ends are old. He does need a running back.
Why would he draft a running back and he never runs the ball?
I don't know. I would, just to have a good one.
Yeah, he threw for.
Yeah, but he's not going to get more than 5 carries a game.
Yeah, but Clay can tell you the importance of being able to have a guy run the game out when you're ahead in the 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're going to run the ball and he's going to fumble twice.
Oh my God!
Oh,
so you need a decent running back to run out the game when you're ahead by 20 points.
You believe he went there, Clay?
Of course I did.
We were talking about it. I was a gut punch. I'm like, how am I up 21-9, and my fucking guy fumbles with a little over 4 minutes, and I lose the game. Well, and he's like, Grim's like, you need a running back. Get one.
Well, your roster, if I remember right, I mean, some guys carry 4 running backs and a fullback. Some guys carry 4 running backs and a 4th tight end. Not you. You had 3 running backs. That was it.
Yep.
You were not concerned at all with who had to run with the ball because you weren't just going to do it.
Well, and Clay, I really thought Berger was going to be good for a while longer than he's just really tanked the last couple seasons, you know?
He did.
Berger was your guy. I mean, the one year he was just running out games and he had 800 yards rushing. You know, it's like, holy shit. But no, he's really dropped off the last few seasons.
He had. And the reason why he stayed on my team, actually, because he had good punt returns, and he was doing well returning punts for me. So he was giving me 18 yards average on punt returns. But the last, I think it was 2 seasons.
Yeah, this season's 6.1. Last season was 8.9.
There you go. He just completely fell off the cliff.
Yep, and that would be him tanking the last 2 years. 5 points, then another 5 points. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like all the ratings went down in the wrong places. Like his whole rec, his punt returning went down, all that shit. But yeah, he was real promising, but it's probably time to spend another 2nd-round pick on a guy that can help you out a little bit, you know?
Yes. I might surprise everyone going the first round. We get a
hell, I would, man. Another dimension to your offense.
Well, Ken said he saw 6. I know I saw 4. I wasn't looking that deep. I liked the top 2. I was like, okay, I'll get one of them. But, I mean, if there's 6, running back isn't a big position in IHOF.
Yeah, no,
you might get one at 129. It depends.
Yep, my cursory glance, I saw a few in there, more than the 2 that we talked about. I haven't studied yet, so... But I don't have a pick in the first round, so I don't usually start dicking around with that until a couple days.
Or I can trade with Jugs. He's got 50 million running backs on this team.
Just give one of them defensive tackles.
Yep, Harden's in free agency. I might have to look at getting him.
And I will not be re-signing him. Although he had a very good year this past year. All 3 of my running backs had good years.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
Orlando, which is kind of shocked that
he was not happy about those. He was not happy about those trades.
No,
he was not. That's right.
Yeah, no. Top would be another fun guy to get down here. He'd probably be like Jugs. What the fuck? That was fucking stupid. This is stupid. This is dumb. Yeah, Top's funny.
He pretty much said that in the forum.
Yep.
Yeah, he did actually. He said exactly that.
So Top at 12, man, he needs tight ends. He needs wide receivers. Outside of that, he's pretty
just
good.
put 1.6 on the block.
Oh boy, well, be a long night.
There you go, Red Zone. Well, just go ahead and jump up and get 1.6.
What am I going to give him to move up 2 spots?
A second.
No,
he could use that. You could use that
this
year.
You give him a 4th-round pick.
I don't think I can go wrong.
Pick, maybe a 3rd.
Here we go. This is a perfect example. Why do I need to panic? I'm going to get one of them 3 guys.
Yeah, you don't. You're
I'm going to
fine.
sit here and wait.
Well, I told you what to do. You drop back a few more spots and wait until none of them are available, and then you pick.
Who can jump you? Red Zone that would take the safety. Who's the guy that you want the most? Put it to you that way.
I don't think he's decided yet.
I would have to say probably Marsh, but if he's gone, I'm not unhappy with the other running back, and if they're both gone, I'll take the safety.
Running back first.
That much.
Who do you think comes up to get that 1.6? Mass Lewis, by the way, has 3 first rounds.
Yep.
So now you're trying to make me nervous.
No, you'll get one of the 3 for sure, Bob. Absolutely, you get one of those.
Yeah, but
3.
if you want Marsh, the question is how bad.
Well, that's true. No. Better head upstairs and get out of the computer and offer him a fourth to move up.
Because Matt might be looking at the same guy. I've said that for years. If you think someone's going to fall to you, you're probably wrong.
You know who
if you
might
see him, somebody else does too.
I know who might move up. Rochester.
For a running back?
Yes.
He's already got.
No, he got rid of Krieger.
Did he?
He's got him on his block.
No, he's not.
Get rid of him
He's
yet.
got him on his trade block.
You got him on trade block.
He's got Al
But he drafted.
No
Look,
one's
he
gonna trade
drafted
for
two
an
running
eighth-year
backs in
running
the
back
first round each of the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's got
No one-
Al Davidson and Ricky McKnight. He's good.
No one's going to trade for an 8th-year running back. He ain't going to get much.
Come on, guys. You're supposed to scare Red Zone.
Well, you know what? Like I said, that's the question. How bad do you want the guy? How bad do you want Kornick? How bad do I want Marsh? How bad do you want who? Pick a guy. How bad do you want him? If you want him bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes to get him.
I want Fields. I would give you 3 first-round picks for Fields.
See, my problem with that is not that 3 first-round picks is a bad offer. My problem with that is that your picks are going to be at the bottom of the first round after all the prime talent has been selected.
What difference does it make? You have 3 first-round picks. You package it up and get a player whoever you want.
See, and I'm glad you said that. And that is exactly the problem with that trade with Ben, because those aren't normal first-round picks. They're going to be picks at 1.29 or later, which are essentially second-round picks.
Exactly. See, I get it. I want the young players too. Everybody wants young players. They want draft picks. The veterans have no value because they're old. Okay. But if you want to win a bowl, then go get that 8th-year receiver and give up a first and win your bowl. Because a rookie receiver is probably not going to help you win a bowl. People, I get the attraction to the young guys. I do the same thing. But the guy that's ready to win a bowl shouldn't be looking for young guys. He should be looking for guys that can help him win a bowl. And those are veterans.
Absolutely. That's why I'm going after your veteran and saying, here's 3 first rounds, and you can package those up and send 2 out and get a player you want, still hold on to 1 first round, which adds to your...
None of those picks will provide me with a player equal to Fields.
No, you're absolutely right. But Clay doesn't need them anyways.
True. He's playing fantasy football. He wants to have 5, 60-plus receivers that are 5th year or younger. We'd all like to do that, Clay.
Right. How you're
going to pull it off.
But, right. He wants the 2 starters in a flex position. He's looking for the flex position.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's exactly.
You're going to put them in a tackle and do tackle eligible plays or what? I don't know how many receivers you need, but aren't you loaded at receiver?
There was game plans they've been working on, and it would work if I did something. That's all.
He's going to go all 5 wide, Jug.
That would be nice if you could do that, but you can't. You get too many.
Yeah, he's going to get hit with a familiar on the second drive.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct, but the 4 you can a little bit.
Yeah, just a couple of those too.
Yes. You got to mix it up, actually. You got to mix up a little bit of 4s and 5s and this and that so you don't get the familiars.
Yep.
But going back to Orlando, Shea is still on the team.
Well, I thought he posted something about he might release him or let him go.
If he does,
he hasn't yet.
He'll save $39 million.
See, but that ain't enough. You're going to spend at least that and probably that 1.5 times that to replace him. Why not just keep him? You got the cohesion already.
Well, no. Not if he signs this Dakota Peterson. Dakota Peterson doesn't want a lot of money.
But he's only been there 1 year. How long has Shea been? Still a drop in cohesion, isn't it?
Shea's been there.
Yeah, Shea's been there since 2109.
Yeah, so 6 years.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see him hold on to Shea Connor.
Question you got to
Kind of
ask
Shea,
yourself
man.
is, the question you got to ask yourself is there a need to make a change? Is he winning?
Not right now. He was just in a bowl a couple seasons ago, though.
Oh, so you're saying, Red Zone, that would this guy Dakota, if he goes after him, would it make him now a contender?
Is Dakota going to be better than Shea?
Dakota played better than Shea this past year.
Then you don't need Shea. Get Dakota back. Good reason to be damned.
Dakota played better. Looks like Dakota played better this past year than Shea has played in 5 of the 6 years that he started.
Then maybe he needs to make a change.
He's got his safeties, so he's good at safeties. He's okay at, again, we're just going by ratings. He needs cornerback. He's okay at linebackers. His defensive line is getting old, but they're starters. He needs guards. He's not going after a quarterback inside the draft.
I tell you what, I love this league. I miss this league so goddamn much.
Maybe he goes after wide receiver. Maybe he goes after your wide receiver, Jugs. Maybe he does.
Goes after what? What wide receiver?
Montgomery.
Oh, the guy in the draft.
Yeah, at 112.
He'll be gone by then.
Probably.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to pick that guy.
If he's there at 112, you hit the lottery.
If he's at 112, I mean, if he hits to you, would you take him, Red Zone?
What, at 8?
Yes.
No. I don't think receiver's a pressing need right this second. If I thought we were going to have a chance to win the division or be a wild card team and get in the playoffs, and he was the difference, that'd be one thing. I think we need a running back more. If I can't get a running back, then I need to be able to stop T-Zac's passing game. That's where my focus is. Running back or secondary. One or the other. As long as I do one or the other of those two things, that's a step forward. I didn't get to pick these coaches. We got to get through this season, catch our breath, and figure out what to do from there.
I like it. I like the plan.
Which is why, as tempting as it is, I don't see me going after Kornick. I'd love to. I still might change my mind between now and when I send my file, but I think it's a Hail Mary. And they're not high percentage passes.
You made a comment that you said you love this league. Why? Why'd you make that comment?
We're in here dissecting every team in the league. No
Yes.
league does that. No
Almost every
other
team.
league does this.
Nope. I love it. I love it. I love the commentary. I love talking about what we think someone should do, what
You
we
realize
would
that-
do. Yeah, just it's so good.
You realize I've been watching
Right, and
since
I'm-
January or February, trying to get back in, right? And downloading the file and staying up to date and looking at this and looking at that. And I've been back 5 minutes, and it feels like I never left.
Yeah, welcome back, brother. It's so good to have you back, dude. Is
Red
Ken
Zone
still
and I
here?
talk almost every night.
Yeah, I talk to you every night too. C-Mac says
I was
he's
gonna
talking to
say,
you every
I
night
talk to
too.
Red Zone. I text Grimmer. I text Chris. Like, we're chatting about this like at least 5 times a week.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No other league this crazy, this busy, this
Yeah, no, and Clay like even informs me that Cushman gets traded to Brooklyn. I hadn't even been on yet. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, it's good. It's good just talking amongst ourselves as well as doing these shows. But these shows are they're so fun. Just going through everybody's teams, almost everybody's teams. We'll hit this team and that team here and there. But yeah, is Ken still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just learn so much. Like I try to just shut up sometimes, just because I learn every time I'm just even listening. I've learned more about FOF since joining this league than all the years that I played prior.
Nice. Well, chime in whenever you want to, brother.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like sometimes there is sort of like an outlier. Like I was telling my wife, it's like I'm getting on this Zoom thing with people I don't even know. And it is like I think a lot of you have relationships that are sort of built in. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah. Here we go. So
yeah, no, but just you keep coming on the shows. Yeah, it is, brother. It really is. And just keep coming on these shows or talking to forums or fuck, man, PM me your fucking number and I'll text you. None of us are overly texty. We're not bothering anybody, but But yeah,
you can always block keep a number too if somebody gets obnoxious. I mean, I don't know why people are so nervous.
None of us are going to do that. But yeah, it's good having new people.
Like you just said it, Ken. Like I think you're a pretty good GM, but you come on the show and you said you've actually learned. You are actually willing to learn, even though you are already a pretty good GM.
Yep.
We got people who are brand new that just refuse to listen and learn. That's part of the problem. And that's why mistakes keep getting made over and over again.
Yeah, and the problem really, too, is like even sometimes when we think we know, like we don't know if the logarithm is actually doing that. We have these ideas because we've sort of seen anecdotally this works. Some people have done the tests. I know Ben's done a number of those. And that's where I really need to improve is the playbook and making sure I can put together a good defense because there's certain things there that I understand. Getting those offensive and sitting down, the meticulous, okay, that guy's going there, cross, courage, bar, that. Like I haven't even delved into that, and really time is prohibitive for me to do that. I need somebody to be an offensive play caller. I need to bring somebody on. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, co-GMing has become a thing over the last couple of years. So see if you can do it. Hit up one of those people that are on the waiting list. See if they want to. Well, first ask them if they can game plan offense, and if they can, maybe ask them to come on.
Let me find.
I'll wing it.
Just find somebody that went 2-14 last year with a 77 rated quarterback, and let him run your offense.
Actually, what I could do is I could bring Rick in to run an offense, and I'll put the defense together. That gets him back in the league.
There you go. That's something you want to hit him up on.
Yep. So, but even just as I'm sitting here, like we're going through, like I need offensive players. I do need running. Like I have no running backs right now. Got 2 fullbacks, no running back, and I've got needs offensive line, which I really want to do something about. But I am like, my mouth waters over some of the defensive players that are sitting out there with really high bars, but they're not a position of absolute need. It's going to be hard for me to not to go with a sensible pick instead of just going with the big bar guy.
Right. Oh, your defense, you got some young guys that are really coming up. Roderick Lowe and Gabe Wooden and Grant Williams is a good defensive end. I mean, your defense used to be scary, Ken.
My edge rushers, like that's where I've lost some steps. But I got a couple people that came in. Grant Williams is asking for the world to stay next year. That's a little tough, but again,
I like Wooden. I wish his endurance was high. I would give you a first for him, or a first and something for him.
Yep. Yeah, I need him on my team. Nation spells him. That gets me. And Nation's sort of a clone. I had a guy named Tukunga, who was the same as Nation, and he only had 2 bars, the rush and strength, but he only came in on, and you don't even need the play diagnosis if they're just doing one thing. So
yeah, but going back to
sounded earlier like you didn't want to play bump and run because of Ben and Tizak being in your conference. So if you want to trade Rodriguez to me, I'm here.
Nah, I wanted to get rid of him when I needed a cap space, but I'm really glad that I hung on to him. The problem is he's so good, everybody throws away from him.
Yeah, we talked about the last show. He was down a little bit this year, but 49 times they targeted him.
I don't know. I was getting ready to say I don't know about everybody throwing away from him because he had 40 passes caught on him this year.
There was some stat what's that one stat on there that shows the avoid percentage.
It was the year before in 2013.
That might have been.
That's the one they only threw at him. Actually, they threw at him 23 times. I mean, not 23 times, 32 times.
Yep, and he had 25 catches against him and 7 pass deflections.
So that's 2 a game.
Yep, that's good. I like him.
No, but what you guys were saying, we come on here to try to talk about everyone's team. I'd like to give everyone's team the platform, so they can hear about their team, what we think, and all that stuff, and they're just not out there in space and stuff. And everyone should have an equal say about their team as best as possible. And that's why I like doing these. And then we get to learn about other people's team. Like you came on, Ken, and you're like, I don't know the other conference. And it's true. These shows allow you to get to know the other conference as well as your own. And what other GMs are doing by doing this. That's why I like them. That's why I find them fun.
Oh, yeah. And especially the problem with being on is now I don't have 4 hours of entertainment, for the week when my drive back and forth to work. But I've already heard it.
You can always go re-listen. I mean, I have to listen back too to see how much of an idiot I sounded like. So
that's okay. You get used to your voice anyway.
Yeah. And then I also pick up stuff that I might have missed if I was out having a smoke or zoning off while someone was talking.
Well,
so
you and I forgot we made predictions, and Jugs gets on and says, "You guys are old men. You can't remember that you guys made predictions."
Yep. No, and we did. Now that I remember, I'm like going through all the shit. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I did call Toronto to win and Harlem to be at the bottom. Oh, I did call, yeah. So,
but Mass Lewis, had a great season, 11-5.
That's my pick right there.
Picking at 113, so that's your pick, 113.
Yep.
He's got 113. He's got 123 and 124.
So if I'm a betting man, I say
he seems to have multiple first-round picks every year.
He does.
I don't know how he does it.
He just trades down or trades out. So, but
he can't.
I'm gonna go running back here, or 95% positive he's gonna post that pick to trade down.
Of course, he always does.
Yep.
He's like the New England Patriots. Now Belichick was always trading down.
Yeah, and picking up extra picks. I mean, he'll stay there if he's in the top 10. He'll grab a wide receiver or something, but I could see him, if it's true that there's at least 6 good running backs here, I still need to dig through. He needs a running back again to make that offense great, but otherwise I see him trading down. I really do. I think 95% chance. No, see, I keep saying that because I just look at their ratings there, but Rusty Kemp's all right, and Bilodeau, Ronaldo, I think he took a step down this year, though.
This guy?
Not him. Ronaldo Bilodeau.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. So he's starting those two guys, which is the thing. But if there's a stud here at 13, I'd grab him because he's pretty solid everywhere else. Maybe a little center or guard help.
Yes, he needs.
And there's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he could definitely use a guard.
And then a cornerback, but at this point, I don't think there's going to be any cornerbacks left if that Tristan kid gets picked up too.
Yeah, secondary he needs. He needs an offensive lineman.
I'd say a running back, a stud one if he can.
But Jug says something about Matt Lewis. He says that he likes to hold on to his guys until they fall off the cliff.
Yep.
So he might say, I'll still run with these linemen, even though they're old, and go for a cornerback, someone in the secondary, because I know he doesn't have anybody, and pick at 113 for that, I think. And then maybe the next picks, he might go for offensive lineman or running back.
Well, I can guarantee you he's trading away at least one of those fucking picks.
Yes, he won't be able to afford them anyway. He's $47 million
Yep.
over the cap.
Well, he could always cut that kicker.
He's going to find a way. Look, he does cap outs. He renegotiates. That's how you're supposed to do. That's what a good GM does. When you're up against the cap or you're over the cap, you find a way to make salaries work. He does it every single year.
Yep. Yes, he does.
So do you think he goes after a quarterback?
No,
he likes his guys.
Yeah, he
likes
Singleton.
Tanner. He likes Tanner.
Oh,
he started
Singleton.
Tanner at the end of the season.
Did he?
No, he started Tanner at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He likes Tanner.
I thought he was hanging on to Singleton.
Is he trying to make Tanner?
I mean, he may be hanging on to him.
Go ahead.
But Tanner's the one that played. Singleton, I think, got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
Got hurt.
He did.
Tanner
he only
came
played,
in.
Yep, he only played 6 games.
And Tanner played so well that he couldn't take him out. I think that's when he went on his winning streak.
Could be.
Yeah, he won 2, 3, 4. He won 5 of his last 6 games going into the playoffs.
Oh, right on.
I was kind of surprised that he got annihilated by Ben. I thought that was going to be a close game.
Yeah, we all called it close.
I was really surprised, actually. I thought he put up more than 6 points.
All right,
Almost pulled it off.
So he'll stay with Tanner. He will go either running back, offensive lineman, or secondary. So those are his choices that he's going to have. And then one of those first-round picks he's going to trade out and hopefully get something next year because of he also has 2 second-round picks this season as well.
He usually goes like Grimmer said. From what I've seen, maybe I'd have to look back, but it seems like if he's top 10 or so, he'll draft like the best wide receiver available. And if not, like if he's like just floating outside the top 10, he usually drafts best available player.
Well, I tried, guys. Pizer logged off.
No.
He may be back. You send him a PM.
There's got to be a better way for us to communicate with other GMs, you know?
They got there's a Slack channel.
Yes. The Slack channel has to be much better.
Is Pizer on there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's on there. I mean, he may not be on there now, but yeah, he's on there.
And then we have Frederick, which is Royale. I don't know which way he's going to go, actually, guys. I'm not even sure if he's going to go for.
I don't think he knows. I mean, he made the trade last year for Baskey. He started him the first few games. Then it wasn't going the way he thought or envisioned, and then he benched him. Then he put him back in. I'm not even sure he's sure what he wants to do.
And Coffee played a lot better.
Yeah, I could actually see him getting snagging one of the first linebackers here. Snodgrass is getting old. Like Snodgrass is getting real old. He's 34. Well, he's not even signed this year, so he's in free agency. So yeah, I could see him going linebacker here. He just picked up that cornerback last year, Amir Slade. So yeah, definitely linebacker, because we still haven't had one coming off the board yet. So I bet you he grabs one of them great linebackers.
And he likes to draft defense.
Right. Slade ended up being a lot better than I thought he was.
Yeah, we didn't think. If I remember, we didn't think much of that pick back then, did we?
No, we didn't. No, none of us did. None of us thought it was that great of a pick, and he got a bump. He got a bump in preseason too.
Yeah, that's the volatility bump in the other direction. 88 volatility on this guy.
Now, his defense gave up 373, and his offense put up only 336 points. So, he's at the 50-50 mark, and that's why his record was 7-9. So he can go either way, offense or defense, to help his team. It's just
I think he needs to do two things. He needs to settle in on what quarterback he wants to play. Like that's the first thing. And then the second thing is he could probably use another wide receiver. Like he has the one guy, he could probably use another one.
So here's Griffin. I like him. I like this guy too, Snyder.
Yeah, he's old though.
But yeah, you're correct, because his route running is going to go down more. And then that's all he has, really, right? Then, no.
Well, no. He's got Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris is his best guy.
So Marcus Moore can probably play to, 33 years old?
He's only in his 7th year. He's probably going to play 4 or 5 more seasons.
But isn't it by age, not by experience?
I think it's a combination of both.
I think the experience. I mean, I think you see ratings drops based on experience, and number of years. I think you see retirement based on age.
And so that's why I'm saying, you think based upon retirement, wide receivers usually retire around 32, 33.
No, I've seen wide receivers play till 34, 35.
Yep.
Okay.
Just depends how good he is and whether he's still being paid and playing.
Okay.
Right. If he's still under contract, yeah, this guy's probably going to play another 3 or 4 seasons.
I don't see him then reaching for a wide receiver then at his position. I think because he has these guys on his team.
Well, he's going to need to do something to score more points. And like I said, he ran the ball well last year, but I'm not really sure why he didn't give Frederick more carries.
Yeah, he did run
Frederick
the ball.
only had 371 carries.
But Jugs,
and like I say, that guy with 92 endurance, he should be getting the ball 450 times a year.
You are correct. He does need to figure out who his quarterback's going to be. That's for sure.
I mean, the whole offense should go around Reeves. He's a running back, and he should be probably his second option at catching the ball behind that top wide receiver. He should be targeting Reeves anywhere from 7 to 9 times a game in the passing game.
Okay, and this is what I was saying before. His quarterback should not be or Kornak or a Cushman type quarterback. His quarterback should be more of a Dakota, or who else is in the free agency? You know what I mean. That isn't that top tier quarterback, because he has an elite running back. That you work around the running back, and the quarterback's just in the background making sure that he can still move the chains for Reeves.
Yeah, Jugs, and would you you'd play a little more Eloms too, wouldn't you? Make that a 2-back stat?
Well, remember he drafted him in the first round, and he said he wanted to spell Reeves, and after 2 seasons, the guy's hardly gotten the ball.
Yeah. So maybe this coming season he runs
at
both.
This point, at this point, it seems like a wasted pick. He drafted this guy at 120, and he's got a grand total of 48 carries in 2 seasons.
Fuck, I wonder if I should offer a trade for Eloms.
Yeah, I wonder why he's not playing him. Hopefully he'll get on the forum and say when he hears this.
He's got Reeves. I mean, I'd run Reeves into the ground if I had him.
But he hasn't been running Reeves into the ground either. Here's the thing. I think he fell in love with Zach Baskey and running him because he had almost 100 carries in the 11 starts that he had. So he was getting 9 carries per game.
The quarterback?
You think that's just off of scrambling, though? Or do you think he's got design
runs? No, he had
runs
design runs.
Oh, did he?
No, I played him. He had design runs. I played him this year. He had design runs. I QB spied him every single play.
Yeah, that's how I beat Chris. Yeah, so he ran. He ran quite a bit too, huh? I don't know. Let's just hope it takes him a little while longer to figure this shit out.
All right.
Because I know LR's a pretty good GM, so.
Yes, he is. Motown.
The Illuminati.
He has a quarterback, correct? If I remember.
Yes.
He's got Pitts. Now, his record was, by the way, where is he? He was 7-9. 330 points he scored, 341 he allowed. Again, an 8-8 record type. That's why he finished at 7-9. Pitts improved, 86% quarterback rating, 24 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He's got to cut down on the interceptions, but that was his third year. Yeah.
This has almost got to be BPA, man, because he's got a pretty solid freaking roster, dude. Tight end, maybe, if there's still one there, but I think that one good tight end probably goes for then. Arneson's getting old. Lastall, he's getting old too. I mean, at this point, there's not a tight end and wide receiver, so you just got to go best player available here, I would think. Maybe a linebacker.
You think he's got 2 linebackers there already? He's got this guy?
Well, he's got Christensen. I don't know what Harding or Wozniaczka looks like.
I just pulled him up.
Oh, Norman's all right. He was a first-round pick last year, so. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one.
See, it depends on his game plan. Like, he doesn't throw the ball a lot. He only threw it 575 times. Who's his running back? Is that a lot? I don't think that's a lot.
Well, it's not a lot when you throw it 800 times, but I mean, it's not like he didn't throw the ball. He threw it 575 times.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball. Actually, if you count his backup, he threw it almost 600 times. So
you're killing me, Clay.
I know. I have to. So
I would think he needs a running back. I mean, he's not. Looks like. I mean, look at all those different people that ran the ball. Oh, I guess you can't. I'm on the website, but he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
None
10
of the running
people
backs
carry the
had good
ball.
stats.
No.
I mean, these running backs all had terrible stats.
Yeah, when he ran.
Are we still on Moontown or are we on North Plainfield?
Moontown. Yeah, he ran 3 different wide receivers. He ran his fullback 27 times.
He ran the wide receivers.
Yeah, probably end arounds. You could try that, Clay. Running the end arounds with your wide receivers.
That's okay. I'll pass. My luck, they'll fumble in the backfield, and I give my opponent short field.
And you'll lose a playoff game.
Yeah.
Lose a playoff game.
You know, we're just trying to give you suggestions to make you worse.
He'll pass, literally.
That's okay. Yeah, so his best running back, I guess, is, he gives the ball to is Harvey Moore. 161 times he got the ball. But he had a terrible
yards
average.
per carry.
2.84.
That's ick.
It is terrible.
Yeah,
and he's paying him $35 million.
Yeah, I'd put this bum
Hold
out
on,
on
wait,
the streets.
what? Hold on, what?
He's paying him
$35 million.
$35 million that guy's getting.
Are you kidding me?
Cut him. Yeah, I couldn't even do anything with this guy.
Wow. He's got 2 more years left on his contract too. Yikes.
Yeah,
but the bonus is down there, so he'd gain some money cutting this guy. Yeah, maybe you're running back here if there's still one left.
And he's got to keep him because he's a mentor, and you know that mentor means that's worth $35 million. He's a mentor.
Hey, I like mentors, but I'm not going to spend that much on one.
I don't know. He's got
the
good
roster.
guys.
Yeah, the roster's pretty good all the way through.
Yeah, the roster looks solid. Looks like he could use some upgraded offensive line and running back.
Yep.
He probably could use a tight end too. He doesn't have a tight end at all. None of them are signed, and none of them are really any good.
So, what would put him over the edge where he's a playoff team?
He needs more consistent play from his quarterback. I know that. Now, I don't know if that's his game plan. Because the quarterback only has a 20-cent rush bar, so he's probably getting hurried or sacked a third of his dropbacks.
No, he was sacked 42 times this year, so that's bad news. Plus, he's 5'11".
The problem is that he has is that his 2 wide receivers are getting old.
Yep.
And he's got a young quarterback
that he has to re-sign this year too, and that's going to be way more than he probably wants to spend.
Oh yeah, he does, and he has $33 million. No, he has 58 because it's under the cap. I'm at a loss where he's going to go because there's really no wide receivers you can go after. He's got offensive linemen. He's solid there. Like you guys are saying, maybe he goes after a tight end, or maybe he goes after a running back and cuts that guy.
I mean, there's enough running backs in this. Yeah, there's enough running backs in this draft class where he should be able to land a decent one.
Cut that guy, Harvey.
Yep.
He'll save
a bunch of money.
$2 million, and it's a loss. Well, it's actually a win because he only gave him 2.84 yards per carry.
Yep.
North Plainfield, guys. So, now he was winning.
I was surprised.
Back. Good, Jugs.
I was surprised that he was able to get that much production out of that running back after he kept saying he didn't want him.
Which one? This guy?
Divine, yeah.
The guy he drafted, Divine.
1-1 last year.
Yeah, I was really surprised that he ran the ball that well with him.
Yeah, we kind of talked about him last show. We were kind of wondering how he did it, but then didn't we go through his O-line, and he had a bunch of run blocking guys there that were pretty good. But yeah, after saying you didn't really want the guy to get him that many yards, that's great. 10 touchdowns.
No, that was Chicago.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now, his offense only put up 200 and something points, by the way. 283.
Right. He hasn't had a quarterback in like 20-something seasons.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's had a guy that he liked.
These are
Hamadan, when he had Hamadan for a little bit, he went 12-4 twice. But yeah, the last guy before that was Joyner. But yeah, I think North Plainfield always just seems to be a quarterback away from doing some good stuff.
So if that's the case, do you not just say, here's 2 or 3 or 4 first-round picks for a proven quarterback? You know what I mean? Or to get pick 1.1?
I mean, you could have traded for Cushman.
I think he values his draft picks too much because he pretty much nails every defensive player that he ever drafts. The problem is, like I say, he hasn't really been able to get consistent play at quarterback. He's reached a couple times in the first round for quarterbacks that really weren't first round worthy. But if you notice, pretty much every single guy that he drafts on defense, they end up being really good.
Yes.
Yes. Look at this.
And here's the other thing. He got completely screwed. The 2 corners he had on his team, they both had the one
Injuries.
guy had the career-ending injury, and then the other guy has the ACL who's recovering right now, Copa. So we don't know what Copa's going to look like at preseason too.
Yep.
He might fall down to 30 rated like the other guy did.
Yeah, that shit just sucks.
Yep, 2 career-ending. Well, like I say, this guy's still playing. We'll see he's like a preseason too. But yeah, the other guy, you released him, and somebody signed him at the end of the year this past year.
Yeah, so someone grabbed him. MIJB mentioned it in forums. But yeah, North Plainfield is synonymous with a scary defense. And over some seasons now, they really haven't been that scary defense, which kind of puts them in limbo because that's their playoff ticket. But this year, I mean, outside of their offense woes, I mean, number 6 total defense, number 5 against the run, 16 against the pass, and number 9 on scoring defense. So little bit of offense, man, and this guy's a playoff team.
Well, and that's the thing. I think his defense hasn't been as dominant because his offense is so bad.
Right.
I think that's the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. It correlates together. Even though he can pick great defensive players, you still need an offense to score points. So in the end, if you're not putting up the points, your defense is like maybe on short fields where teams are just scoring on you because they're getting the ball in your red zone.
Right, because he's going 3 and out probably half his drive.
Yeah. Well, right now, though, I think would be the
probably
time
not getting any yards at all.
So that's what I'm saying. Why not just say, here's 3 first rounds, slam. I will take your 1.1 for that quarterback. Or for someone who has a quarterback on their team that is fed up with their quarterback.
Well, I think right now with what he has, I think if he got a solid quarterback, even how much money does he have? Is he in contention for any of those guys in free agency?
He's got
no 52 million. He's not in for the big guys, but if he can get his defense back to fucking scary and run the fuck out of this Andre Divine, get a solid quarterback, because he's got a decent tight end he can throw to, a couple okay wide receivers, I think you turn this shit around easy.
Right. He needs a quarterback that just doesn't throw interceptions. He needs a quarterback that's not going to turn the ball over, and he can hand the ball off to the running backs 550 times a year. Devine can get 400 carries, and whoever the backup is get 150. That's his ticket to success.
True, but you can't win with a quarterback giving you 56 quarterback rating, 19 interceptions to 11 touchdowns.
No. Yeah, you can't do that. That's what we're talking about. He needs a different quarterback, I think.
So he's probably going to go after one in the free agency. And that's why it's going to be interesting. But to kind of...
seems to be a big player in free agency, though.
But to try to, like, guarantee somebody on your team, I think giving away your draft picks to somebody is much better than trying to get somebody in free agency. To me, if that's what he needs, that we believe he needs to get over that hump with his team.
Yeah, and honestly, if you think about it, just because somebody's not put on a trade block doesn't mean that they're not open. I mean, I can't think of one time where someone's come to me and said, "Hey, what do you want for this guy?" I think maybe T-Zac once. I can't remember the guy, but that's something that I'm starting to think that I need to do a little bit more myself. Like if I see a guy who's not getting much playing time on a team, just reach out, even if they're not on a trading block. Say, "Hey, would you be willing to part with this guy? Here's what I'd give you," or negotiate or whatever. But yeah, I'd like to see a little more of that done. It's like there's got to be some teams in the league that got an extra quarterback on their team that you could maybe get for a second round or a third round.
Mm-hmm. And I wish
who?
Well, my Chelly. Can get my Chelly for a third.
Yeah, but he's not a quarterback.
No, he's not. He's a big fucking ape. He's a big ape that runs the ball every now and again.
What I like to see from GMs, by the way, when you make an offer, right, and they don't like it, if they are interested in trading the player, just say, that doesn't work for me. However, this will work for me.
Yep.
And then work it from there.
Yeah, we talked about that last show, the counter offer. People need to start making more instead of just saying, nah.
Nah, not for me. But if you want to throw in 2 other first rounds, I can do that. And then you'll say, listen, I can't do 2 first rounds additional. I can do another first round and a second round. How does that work? And then you get to that place where both are happy. But it seems like most people close the door. And I don't mind if you close the door if you don't want to trade the player. But if you do have an interest, throw out something that maybe we can work something out.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I kind of have a trade aversion because I've been burnt by trades in the past. So it's harder. Like if somebody reaches out to me for a player, then all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, what am I missing about that player that they want so badly? Especially when it's T-Zac asking me, hey, you want to trade for this guy? Like, okay, not right now. He's kind of doing what he needs to do. So, and again, some of that has to do with who you're trading with. But
this is good, Ken. So I'm going to ask you this question then. You have a player on your team that's barely above average, giving you stats. T-Zac comes to you and says, I'd like to get that player from you. You look at that player saying, he must be valuable. I must keep him on my team and make him work. But yet he doesn't give you above par stats, above par performance. Why wouldn't you trade him?
Well, because he does. Because once I look, he didn't have any sacks this year. Okay, well maybe that's the reason. And then watching play. Now I gave up a couple more sacks this year, but
no. Let's say you had him on your team for 5 seasons, and it was always subpar performance. Always.
Oh yeah, I mean like Tyrus Dennis, like he had the bars. If I would have had anybody reach out to him, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Well, I guess I. Oh, sorry, Grim.
I tried to get him off you, and you're like, no, I got to see if I can make him work.
Was it. That was it because because again, I'm not going to throw away a highly rated quarterback just because I haven't figured out how to work him yet. But then after he kept throwing interception after interception, I was just like, okay, well, I just can't hold on to this guy anymore. And the fact that I was up against the cap anyway just allowed me to get rid of him. But yeah, I think a lot of people, it's sort of a distrust in the league. And especially if you get burned on one trade, you become very much like a turtle when it comes to the next trade.
I think, well, I have no evidence of this, and I'll speak for myself. There are certain positions I know how to play a lot better than other ones. And so those positions to me are very important to me because I know how to work them. And there might be, I believe there's a lot of GMs that have a certain position that they can work that position that you might not be able to, or I might not be able to best as possible. I can't work a running back, but you guys can. So the running back to you guys is very valuable compared to me. So if someone came to me like a Jugs or a Grimm, I want your running back, I'd like to, and I know how valuable that running back is to them, and I can work something that's fair on both sides, I don't mind trading. I know they're going to take that running back and get 1,800 yards that I couldn't do. So I'm okay with that. And that's why I'm asking that question.
So the question is, what is the value then? Is the value based on what they could get out of it, or is the value based upon what you're getting out of it?
The value is based upon what it is to them. And they will give you the max that they will. You can push the limit and say, I want X because I know you're going to do this with that running back. And they're going to say to themselves, I will give you this because they know what they can get out of that running back. They might give you the 2 first, let's just say, because they're going to get 2,000 yards on that running back and 20 touchdowns. So it's valuable to them. So they'll set the market for you.
Yeah, for me, it tends to be like, can I get the same caliber? Like if somebody offers me a 3rd round, can I get the same caliber of player in the 3rd round? If I can, then sure. Okay, that's an easy one.
I traded for Braden Borders from Jugs last season for a 3rd. I wasn't going to get that kind of guy in the 3rd round. But he got injured twice this season, so he kind of was a bad trade on my end. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ken.
But then, like Livingston, basically I've lost a 3rd rounder because probably not going to re-sign Livingston unless he really comes down in price and nobody else is offering. But, I mean, sometimes you just have to make trades because you don't have a choice. Like you lose a quality guy and you got to replace him.
Nope, you talked about it last show, brother. It was a trade you thought you needed to make after coming out the gates fucking a little lukewarm. And he came in and he got you to the playoffs, man. I mean, maybe the red flag showed up there the last, 4 games?
Yeah, we didn't.
Last 5 games?
I don't think we scored an offensive touchdown. No, we did score an offensive touchdown. We won 13-14.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's going to make an offer on him. He wants too much for him to be so old. I think he's going to sit there all the way until free agency too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
That's my hope.
We're talking about Livingston?
Yeah.
So
yes.
This is what he wants.
He wants $60-something million for 1 year.
$64 million.
Yeah, and the problem with the 1 year deal is like you can't even split that out over, like you can't offer the first year lower. You're just stuck with that number.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't see anyone shelling out $60-something million for him 1 year, hoping that he gets him a bowl win.
Now he does have a high loyalty, so if that works in my favor in any way. But again, I have. If I'm waiting till FA2 to catch my quarterback, then I have done something wrong.
Well, think about this. Let's say some crazy person goes, I'm going to grab Livingston and pay him the $64 million. PS2 comes and he drops big time. Now you got a $64 million paperweight on your team.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh yeah, his price has to come down by half in the second free agent stage for anyone to sign that and risk that, because he could drop significantly. So
the problem is I need a quarterback.
Yep.
I can't wait till FA2 to sign a quarterback. So I got to have somebody there.
Now, preseason week 2.
There are two. Yeah, right. There are week 2 is what I'm thinking. But there are two guys out there that are really good cohesion matches. They're not Coronex level, but that's what I'm trying to think through is do I want to at this point go cohesion instead of worrying about the bars? I haven't had a cohesion quarterback in years.
Yeah, I was just looking at the quarterbacks in the draft.
You mean chemistry?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, cohesion's at the time on the team. Chemistry is what you mean. Yeah.
Well, there's good ones in the free agency market, or there is to look on people's roster to see if there's someone as a backup that works for you as well. Sometimes there are people holding on to backups that might work in your system, Ken.
Yep. And that's, I have been looking, the avoid interception bar is probably the most important for me at this point. I've got the avoidance calculator in my Excel spreadsheet that I've been putting stuff in. So we'll see. Somebody might pop up.
So North Plainfield. So we got Paris. This is going to be an interesting one. Where is his team? Here it is. Let me close this. Now, Paris picked the quarterback in the first round last season, by the way. Now, he did well with him in the beginning, and then the quarterback hit a wall, as you know. He was leading the league, his quarterback, in the beginning. Then something happened. Does he go
He turned into a pumpkin.
Does he go quarterback again? I mean, not quarterback again. Does he go after a quarterback inside free agency? He's got $102 million. He's got $131 million of room of cap space. He's got secondary players. He has defensive line players.
He's got the good cap. Yeah, I mean, I would. He's got good cap space. You'll get somebody good.
He needs a wide receiver. Let's see. Here's his 2 wide receivers. So,
well, here's the problem with that. He's got 36 players under contract.
Yeah, but draft picks, so add that up. 36 is 43. You're not too far off. Leo Bruce is all right. So is Lerstius.
He's decent. They're both good.
You could make them work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he needs to go after one of them quarterbacks, and then figure out the rest from there. As far as draft pick goes, I mean, secondary. But is there anybody left? Maybe a linebacker. It's pretty solid on the D line. O line's okay. It's got a great tight end. Andy Beal's all right, maybe catching passes out of the backfield, but he was injured a lot last season too, so he's still recovering.
He does. He might go with this guy, Matthews, I meant.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
He's been trying to find his quarterback ever since he traded Ike.
Well, that was his quarterback. See, Lindsay signed to quite a bit too, so could he go with him?
Well, he picked him last season as his number one pick.
Oh, yes, that's right. That was the rookie that we're all. He kind of faltered after the beginning of the season, so.
Mm-hmm.
He started throwing picks, but look who he was playing. Gothenburg, Oakland, Mass Louise. I mean, yeah, Mass Louise twice.
Yeah.
North Plainfield. You know, I mean,
at the folly. Oh yeah, Oakland, Hanalei.
Yeah.
At Bordeaux. Bordeaux's tough if you're at their place. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to say, well, the guy threw interceptions. He's no good. He's a rookie playing the best teams in the league and some of the best defenses in the league, too.
Yeah. But still, I mean, 61% completion. I can't fucking get any of my quarterbacks to do that, no matter how good they are. 4,000 fucking yards. And I think he just threw a little more interceptions towards the end of the year. But you're going to do that playing at Jugs and Mass Lewis and Hanalei and, you know.
I think you trot him back out there and see what happens year two.
Yep. Yeah, I could agree with that. And stay out of the free agency quarterback market this year.
Because if you look at what his games, let me get this off. Oh, it's not doing it. It's not showing me.
I mean, he may very well.
Oh, you may have to do the restore career, Clay.
I might have, yes.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Red Zone?
He may very well have hit the wall. That's fine. But I don't think you just say, well, okay, he started out hot, then he got cold, so we're going to move on. You need to see a little more, don't you?
Oh, but we go back to, do people panic and say, I had enough kind of thing? You know?
Yeah.
Where you're sitting there with $100 and something million, and there's good quarterbacks in the free agency market, and say to yourself, I might not have this kind of money right now. Let me just go after one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah, honestly,
I mean, you got to make the decision. Which way do you want to go? Same thing with trading. Okay, you want to trade 3 first to get a guy, and then wait 3 seasons before you pick in round 1 again? How bad do you want him?
Yep.
Simple as that. How bad do you want him?
How important is that player going to make your team so much more better? That's getting me into the playoffs and getting me closer to a bowl win.
Well, let me ask you this, Clay. You threw how many? You threw 800 passes last season?
I believe I did.
Okay. Roughly 800. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take your quarterback away. He's got a career-ending injury. You got to take your backup and put him in there. Are you going to run the same offense? No. You know why?
Why?
Because you don't have any faith in your backup to do what your starter did. So part of the problem is you've got to have a guy that you're comfortable with enough to run your offense. Because if you're playing scared and game planning scared because your QB's not very good, guess what? Your game plan isn't very good either. You're game planning to lose. So I said, I don't need a stud, but a game manager might not be enough. I need a guy I'm comfortable with that I think can win games for me. Somewhere in between.
Thank God Eichhorst ain't been injured.
Yes.
So if Eichhorst goes down, he's done.
Yeah.
I could almost agree with that. Vernon Walters looks okay, but man, he got no sense rush. He'd be sacked like 1,000 times.
Yes, he will.
You would definitely have to change your game plan if Eichhorst ever went down.
I'm actually looking into doing balance game plan, by the way, where plus teams are
coming at you with all zones.
Yeah, they're coming at me knowing that I'm going to pass. So I need to mix it up a little bit with some balance. So when someone thinks I'm doing that and I come in with a balance, I have a good running back that can do some damage to them. So that's my goal this season, by the way. But going back to Paris, we'll know tomorrow if his hat's in a ring for one of these quarterbacks.
Yep, you'll know.
Yeah, we will. I don't see it though. I think Lindsay did enough, especially after everyone kind of booed. It's like, oh, Lindsay, oh, why? Oh, no. And then he comes out of the gates and performs like that.
Mm-hmm. I was impressed.
Cohesion, dude, and a little more experience, man. This kid could be all right.
And he might suck too, but you got to play another year.
Look, I'm trying to find the bright spot in this here, Bob. He
I'm
could
just
suck
saying,
too.
Okay, but I'm just saying you don't know until he plays another season what he's.
That's true. That is true.
And then we have what's his name, Sweendog with Atlanta. Now, Ward is no longer on his team. Played well for him. Outside of he only threw 359, so he didn't throw a lot of passes. He ran more. Kendrick. But Kendricks didn't put up the numbers that I'm sure he wanted to see out of someone like this. He had 330 attempts for only 1,300 yards, 3.99 per carry.
So did Ward finish the year or start the year? Because he has Wilkerson as well, and that looked to be his guy of the future for a little bit.
That's a good question. I don't know.
But again, short-term memory's gone because I know we talked about this last week and can't remember what we said now.
Oh, what we can do is just go to this game. We just do that.
Yeah, I think Wilkerson started the season and wasn't playing well. Yep, 3 TDs, 8 interceptions. He's out of there.
Okay, so
Ward came in and did all right. But yeah, no, he's back to 8-8, man. I mean, here's looking up. Kept thinking Atlanta's going to keep looking up here, but they got Tanner Patton, they got Frederick Adams for wide receivers, Ethan Kendrick at running back. Maybe he'll give Wilkerson another shot this year.
Yeah, he's pretty much solid across the board.
Yeah, he is. Team looks real nice right now.
So, best player available?
That's what I'm thinking. I can't see any super needs anywhere. Maybe guard. And at this point, I think you can get a guard. But again, he could be having run guards with 100 run block, and I wouldn't know by looking at the ratings.
Yeah, his defense is pretty much, I think he's the offense, like you're saying. Or best player available. He's in a good position.
The only thing I would try, if this is my team, is to get a better guard. Outside of that, everything looks great.
I know he was frustrated with his team.
That's almost every year. But he made it to 8-8 this year, so that's a step up.
Well, he's got Ken, and he's got C-Max.
Yep.
He came in on strong at the end, too. He almost, one more game, he might have overtaken us.
Yeah, because Slam, he's got the quarterback that needs to improve or develop, so he's going to be a few seasons away.
Yep.
And then we have Rochester. Krieger's going to be on the market, but you're saying he has McKnight, and Davis. I see his running backs that you're speaking of.
Yep. Looks like they need a quarterback, but maybe they'll. Well, how much money does he got? 67. Maybe he cuts some folks. Make some room to bid on one of those guys.
I can see Rob spending a lot of money on a quarterback.
Yep.
I think it's like Ken said, you're not going to know till tomorrow who's in the running for these guys because you don't know. There's no free agency one, so nobody's made those moves yet. You don't know who's going to do what. There could be 10 teams. There could be 2.
I think Joel's co-GMing with him right now on this team. I don't know if he still is.
Is he really co-GMing?
I don't know. But if he is, I bet you
Joel's helping him.
I bet you they reached for a wide receiver here if that's what the case is.
Yeah, but we said that the last couple years, and he drafted a running back.
Yeah, sure. That's true.
That is true. I could see him going. He needs a quarterback. So that means he's going in free agency for a quarterback because there's no one he's going to draft as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's got to cut some folks though. Like it said, like Krieger's going to be cut by tomorrow or tonight. If no one trades for him, he's got to go tonight.
Oof.
If Rob's going to have any chance to get one of those guys.
Look at his bonus. He's going to
Hey,
save.
that's an all bonus contract.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Cutting him doesn't help you. Not much.
Well,
He'll save-
more than if you didn't cut him.
He saves 12.5 the first year. The next year he'll save,
15.
Isn't it? But no, you're correct. I'm thinking something else.
Well, he'll save 37. He'll just take that $25,000.
Yeah, it's a 2-year deal. You're saving the whole salary. That bonus money's gone. It's just moving around. You already spent it. The only time that changes is if there's a third year. Then the third and second year get added together in year 2.
Yeah, you mentioned that
he
last
cut
time.
him right now. He can cut him right now and save 37.5 this year and 40.7 next year. That's some big time savings. And that coupled with his 67, yeah, that puts him in the running.
Oh,
Yeah,
so that's how it is. So it's not the 12. He's actually saving 37.
Yeah, he's saving the whole salary. Anytime it's a 2-year deal or less, you're saving everything. All you're doing is moving that bonus money from one column to another. It goes into dead cap. Well, it's already dead cap. You spend it.
So he'll have.
And no one's going to trade for him because that $37,000 tag that they
Right.
have to take on.
Okay, so
And the 40.
So he'll have.
He's as good as cut right now. That file's probably already in.
No, but I was going to say he'll have $128 million.
Yeah. 129 too.
Got it. Unless someone steps in and trades for him.
Again, he's only got 38 players under contract, so what can he really spend? He can't spend all of it.
I don't know, man. He's got a lot of fucking people up on that trade block of his. Krieger's
We're fired to
61, Whitehorn center 64, Gregory Tate 62. He's got a lot of high rated guys up there. Wow. Yeah, I think he's
He can do that.
Yeah,
Where's
well, I'm
Toronto?
thinking he's trying to get rid of some of those guys, get some cap space to go for one of those quarterbacks.
Nah, see, Toronto can't do nothing. He's too far over the cap.
Yeah. He's got
That
Mock,
won't
though,
work.
man.
No, he's got Mock. He's not trading Mock.
Yeah, he
Mock's
don't
only,
need-
Mock's only
anyway.
got like a 47 for avoid interception too, so make that work.
Looks like he's done pretty well the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
106 to 31. I'll take that.
All right, so Snapfinger's up, picking at 120. And he turned
He
his
had a
team
pretty
around.
good season. He just fell off
Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Just that's just heartbreaking. He doesn't make the playoffs very often. He gets this great quarterback, puts together a really nice fucking season, goes 10-6, and can't even make the playoffs. That's just terrible.
He's got a good offensive line. He's got his quarterback. He's set there. Nice tight end.
Nice wide receivers.
His wide receivers are there. Let's see here.
Got a guard getting old, but he's solid at center, solid at guard, solid at tackle. Secondary, maybe a linebacker, a stud. Because we didn't even.
Who are we
talk
talking
much
about?
Snapfinger.
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 I think Grim, you're right. Secondary. I think he goes either safety. I think safety first. He'll go.
But at this point, I don't even know who's left at cornerback and safety. Those weren't very deep classes.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Does he trade up to 1-6 with Pizer?
For what? Joel ain't gonna move up.
Well, guys, we're over 3 hours. I'm going to have to call tonight.
All right, brother.
All right.
Good
Red
talking
Zone.
to you guys.
I'm glad you came on.
Glad you're on, brother. Welcome back to the league.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Talk to you soon, I'm sure.
I'll see you guys.
Yes,
Be
sir.
good.
Yeah, I suppose. It's 11 o'clock here. We could finish up with Snapfinger and get out.
Yeah, we can do that. So we'll finish up with Snapfinger. We know he's not in the quarterback market, so no free agency there for him.
Nope.
Running back, you think he'll go for?
There's one left at this point. I don't know.
Here's his running backs. And the third one is this guy here. All right, so these are his 3 running backs.
Yeah, I think he could use one if there's one there, but Nunley's okay. Doesn't have the breakaway speed or the speed of the outside, so he's not going to bust an ass on long ones, but
Yeah. Running back, but I'm going to stay with safety and cornerbacks if there's someone out there, or he trades out because he doesn't find anyone that he finds to be valuable.
yeah, I would say
He never trades out.
He doesn't.
He only trades out if
He
he has
doesn't.
like a really. I mean, right? Unless he has like a really, really high pick, he doesn't trade out.
I don't know. I could see him taking a linebacker, some kind of secondary. But yeah, otherwise he doesn't.
He's
need
not going
much.
to draft a linebacker. He usually goes offensive skill position or defensive back. He pretty much never goes anything else in the first round.
He's got
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, or defensive back. That's usually what he does.
Then I would say running back if there's one left.
He's got a good team.
Yeah.
I can't.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what he does this season.
And he's got 115 million to play with, so
I'm hoping he stays on his path and continues. And not be like 10-6
Well,
and then 6-10 this season. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Usually that comes down to paying attention. You know, I think he was actually paying a little bit of attention this past year. And it also helps to avoid injuries. You know, you don't get a major injury to a major player, then you're good.
Oh, wait, is Ken still here? Did he take off?
Yep.
No, I'm here.
No, he's still
Well,
there.
So in the draft after Snapfinger, Ken's the next one up. Let's hear it.
What are we going?
You're up at 121.
It really depends on what's still there. I mean, that's the big thing.
Let's go down to Houston. Let's mock his team. See what he needs.
There are enough running backs that I think at least one will be there, but it's possible that all 6 could go the way we've been talking about. Hey, they need a running back.
Yeah.
I definitely need a guard. I need a tackle.
Stop taking my offensive lineman, guys.
I could use a good edge rusher, but I don't see one that I really like.
We haven't talked about a single defensive end that's in this
No,
draft yet.
there's one.
Clay, hit that
maybe-
show position. Go to defensive ends. Let's see if there's anybody in there that's even worth it.
All right, I'll shuffle
Yeah,
through them.
Alcott.
I mean, look at that guy.
Alcott looks like
you're
an
a
80 rated guy.
You're a 4.3 under.
But look at his combine. It's a little weird.
Well, I see 4.57 40 and 31 bench.
Yeah.
No, that's Leandre. That's the next guy.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Oh, you're right. These
click on
combines
the
do
next
look
guy.
a little bit weird up there, don't they? 41 dash.
32 bench still. Yeah, that.
Now,
The 7 foot. Wow.
the one that's sort of intriguing to me is Chandler Abdul Malik, who's a 6'6", 300-pound. Because I need a 3'4".
I have him up here right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You're 3'4",
Yeah,
Ken?
yeah.
Oh,
Which
you are. Yep.
takes me out of
3'4".
those guys who are like 280, 270.
Yep. It does. Sorry, thought you were 4'3".
Yeah, but that he doesn't. His bars aren't that great.
Yeah, this guy looks like someone you can get in the third
Bars
round.
ain't. He's 40. He's 40%.
Yeah, I said he's intriguing. I'm not taking him in the first round.
Yeah.
I said there's nobody there that I would take. But he's come up on my draft analyzer, so that was kind of interesting.
But you are correct, Ken. There's really no one in the defensive end that wows you.
No, for a 4.3
That
under.
first guy
Erwin
wows
Alcott.
me.
Yeah.
His bars are
Alcott
nice.
wows me. I don't care. I don't care about his combine.
Really?
Dude, he's got combines in the right places. The agility's there, the bench press is there, and that 40-yard dash, a little iffy, so you might not get the pass rush technique, but this guy's pass rush strength and run defense and endurance.
Well,
tell you where
32 bench.
Yep. And then it's also a bonus too when some of these like guys, you look at that, like his bump and run defense bar is almost all the way up. What the fuck is that? Does that mean he's like an X player? He can play a little bit of coverage, you know? There's just weird stuff that goes on with this shit. But I like Alcott.
He'd be an interesting WLB in a 3-4 too. It's a little too beefy, but
Yeah,
he has those other things.
Yeah, I bet you he could drop some
Dropping
weight.
coverage.
Yep, and then the coverage is there too. So that's just what makes this game so cool. So many of these guys can use it so many different ways, and obviously some things are hard coded in. I think we were talking last show about how it's, if you know every ins and out and nobody's a player, everything's X's and O's and ones and zeros, the game's no fun. And there are some guys that are like that are going to make the playoffs every fucking year. But
that's like I have Frederick, who is a defensive end, but he's not a 3-4 defensive end. He's dropped off now quite a bit. But I was playing him as a defensive end. I was playing him in the WLB spot. So
yeah, and he got you 9 sacks the season before last.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably be cut this year.
Yeah, now these defensive players, so long as they're kind of in the weight range, once they hit that 9 on defense and special teams, that 9 number that's underneath their shit, once they hit that, they can play almost everything. Right there. Yeah, that's it.
Well, most of them are on that anyway. Like, if you look at all your defensive players.
Yeah, most of them are going to be, but you can't obviously play a strong safety who's 6'2", 220 at,
right.
at right defensive end, because the weight shit's going to be off.
Correct.
But now you could play that 6'2", 220 strong safety at weak side linebacker, I bet, and he played just fucking fine. Absolutely.
They move around, I think, a lot easier. I think that's why I do better on defense, because you can mix and match a little bit easier than you do on offense. But.
So you'll save $31.8 million if you cut him.
Yep.
Oh, that might have to be the deal.
Which you need, as you can see,
to sign a quarterback.
Yep.
Dr. Livingston.
I presume.
Or Coronac, we put in an offer. We'll see.
He's going to go in the 90 million.
No, Coronac's 100 million plus this season.
Okay.
Quick's got the money. I don't think he needs to sign anybody. I think he's going to Chesapeake. I really do. He can cut Humphreys, make some more cap space that way.
I think I might take Humphreys if he drops. I made a bid for Humphreys last year.
Is he still on the team?
Yep.
Yeah, he got him.
Talk about Percy Humphreys?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he can't cut him. He's got $40 million in bonus each year for 2 more years.
Yeah, does he go after what's his name? Even though
Yeah,
he has $80 million in payments?
Yeah, he's got 100 million some. He's going after Coronac. Maybe. I don't know. He just won a bowl with fucking Humphreys. I've been talking about Humphreys ever since he came every fucking show. I call Quick to win the division. As long as Humphreys is there, he's going to have this.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with what's going right.
I mean, Humphreys is a fucking IHOF star. He doesn't get a lot of the credit that he should get. He throws a few too many interceptions, I think, even for Quick liking. But Humphreys is a fucking star, man. I have to play against him all the fucking time.
He's got double TDs to interceptions almost every year, so.
Yep.
But going back to your team, Ken, the one.
Yeah, so we're probably going to go running back, guard, tackle. But the 2 ones that are out, like if those 2 or 3 ILBs are sitting there with those big bars, it's going to be hard for me to say, no, I'll take this guy that's going to be rated 60 at a place of need.
Man, yeah, there's a lot of high-ranked running backs here. So Shields gone. Relaford, Wesley, he's going to be gone by then.
Yeah, the way you guys are talking about how the trade's going to play out, I might just trade out of my 129.
Well, I wouldn't. I would be surprised to find out if we're right on some of these. This is like the what do they call those? ESPN, the mock drafts. They're
Correct.
doing basically a mock draft.
Correct.
There's some. I mean, the running backs are deep, the guards are deep.
Yep.
The tackles aren't bad, and the linebackers are pretty good too. But if you want a linebacker,
I want a linebacker.
there's some.
Except I don't have a first-round pick.
Well, I want to. Jugs is here. I want to hear Jugs what he wants to do. Do you have a first-round, Jug?
No, I don't have a first, second, or third.
Oh, he doesn't. That's right. He was trying to trade his picks.
I've been thinking about. Because I don't have a third this year, Jugs. I was thinking about picking up a fourth or something like that, but we'll see. You'll be wanting to pick by the time it's 4th round.
Clay, on that amateur draft preview, go to inside linebackers. Top guy.
Oof.
Come on, man. Someone's taking this guy before it gets to 21 at Houston, right? I mean, there's a couple of guys that I said we're going to take this guy.
You think North Plainfield takes him?
But beyond that, go to the OLB and you see 3 more.
Yeah, yes.
Which ones?
Strong.
So the top 4. The top 4.
All right. Here's Strong. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, no, we didn't even talk. Nolan, you all, yeah.
And that's if any of those still have dropped, it's going to be hard
yeah.
for me to say no to one of them.
None of them are going to drop that far. I think we kind of miscalculated some of our picks.
There's one more coming up too.
Upshaw.
No.
Upshaw's okay.
Nope. It's the next guy, I think.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yep,
yeah. Oscar Page.
All right, let me get these guys all in. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Look.
There we go.
Dude, so I don't think any of these guys are left, Ken, by the time you pick. If they are, you fucking take one of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even, there's even one more somewhere. Or just four guys.
The ILB and the 3 OLBs.
Yeah. No, this is it. Yeah. Insanity. So all these guys are gone by 21. So a bunch of those picks that we thought might be something else, it's going to be one of these guys. But I did say a bunch of those guys needed linebackers. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why with this sitting here, like I would even have a hard time taking that wide receiver, like with this sitting here.
For your team?
Yeah. I mean, I need a third wide out. And that, that speedster would be exactly what we need.
I did not know the draft class for linebackers was this stout because I didn't look at the linebackers at all, actually.
I love a linebacker. I think I've drafted a first-round linebacker for the past 3 seasons.
Like, you have a good roster as well, Ken.
And you can never have enough secondary, especially zone people.
And you have Atlanta moving up in your division. You have C-Max, who is always good. Last season, he just fell off. And then Slam, who is getting a new quarterback. So, like I said, it'll be a while.
It'll be interesting to see if C-Max can get something out of Sosha that he's not been getting.
He switched his offensive coordinator.
I saw that.
Yeah, I think he went to West Coast. Which, honestly, I think that's going to be better for him.
All right, fellas. We'll call it here.
Sounds good.
It was a last-minute show to put together with all the excitement about the draft and the trades and stuff. So it was good that everyone came on and gave their 2 cents and stuff like that. And we'll see tomorrow in free agency who's everyone going crazy for.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll end it here. I will see you guys next time.
See you later.
Be good, guys.
All right.